gamers, and welcome to episode 474 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for November 3rd, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
Man, it's been a great week for us Commanders fans. A great week. Man, it has been so awesome. So I was going to get right into it. And also, if I sound different, just like last week, I am in another location. So that's why.
In the underground bunker preparing for the election, I see.
Yes, I am. Getting ready for this new world order that's going to happen.
Are you the head of it as a lizard person or what? Are you the head of it as a lizard person? Is that why you're underground?
Yeah, no. Anyway, so yes, the election is coming up. By the time you hear this podcast, it probably might be at the election.
Yep.
So
we might even know the results by then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we maybe. Yeah, they. Well, yeah, back to football. So the Commanders is, if you're a football fan, you already know it. You're either sick of seeing that replay, or if you're like me, you can watch it 100 more times.
Inject it into your veins.
Because I know I did. I watched it like 100 times that night when it happened. That Hail Mary, it was amazing because this game was a game where we had it in hand, but we just got kicking field goals. Like we kept moving the ball on them, but we just couldn't get in the end zone. And our defense was just stopping them. Like, it was horrible on offense. And I know Bears fans, they cope with saying that, hey, man, their offense ain't really, we stopped their offense. I mean, they did. It stopped us from getting in the end zone. They did. Yeah. They did the bend but don't break thing. So, actually, that's good. I mean, that's good because it says, like, hey, even though our offense sucked, if just something happens, if we get a touchdown or get two touchdowns, we can get the lead because it's only 12 to nothing. And that's what happened. And that's what happened, basically. Like, the offense did get it rolling. I think we missed a field goal. Offense got it rolling. They did get a touchdown. Well, Swift, basically the running game. I mean, our defense, I think it finally got tired. So they actually moved the ball. Caleb Williams for the other team. He's a rookie, so it's like rookie versus rookie. Number one versus number two, which is Caleb Williams on the Bears was number one. We had number two. So you see a lot of people who are saying, like, who's better and blah, blah, blah. Like, from my end, I see a lot of Bears fans talking about how, like, I saw people saying how Caleb, he's still the better guy. He's just like the team around him, I mean, the guys around him is not as good, or the coaching staff or something like that. That might be true. Actually, that might be true. But they cope with, like, how they just think Jayden Daniels just happened too fast. Like, because Caleb looked like he was getting better. Like, he started off not that great, but then he's getting better. Somebody even said things like, hey, I'd rather have somebody who starts bad and get better than someone who just starts off hot and get worse. But that's like, well, wait a minute. Jayden Daniels had to get worse for that to even be a thing. Just because Jayden Daniels started off hot, it's like yo, you literally that's just stupid to say. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously, like, anybody would like that, but Jayden Daniels hasn't been bad. And thing is, like, I hope Caleb Williams do well. I have nothing against Caleb Williams. Like I said, I didn't really mean, as you listen to the podcast, I didn't really pitch college football that much. So I didn't even know who the hell these guys were. Like I just said, I just want to see results on the field. Like, I don't care who we get, I just want to see someone win. And luckily, it looks like, hey, we got a winner. And also, it's good for the league to have more than some good quarterbacks coming in. So, because you got no more Tom Brady, Manning, and freaking Aaron Rodgers is. He's more closer to the end than anything. Yeah. So, so we got these new guys. You got Lamar Jackson. You got Mahomes. You got the guy in the Bills. So you got some few guys out there, and now hopefully we got this. We got Jayden Daniels. Hopefully Caleb Williams come back. So Caleb Williams, I give him this because, like, he only had like 34 yards passing for 3 whole quarters. Until the fourth quarter, he actually started doing something. So it's like, man. So it's like you Washington fans are frustrated. It's like, dude, we held this team, and they looked horrible all game. But because we couldn't put a goddamn at least one ball in the end zone, we're gonna freaking lose. So like only 29 seconds or so left. I was with my mom because she's in the hospital. So I had left the room because they were doing something with her. So I didn't see it. So
Oh,
I
no.
didn't. I was looking at my phone, but I was thinking we lost.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at my phone, and I had the game on my phone though. I had the game on my phone,
Okay.
and then when I saw like they got that touchdown, I turned it off. I just said I'm going to look at Twitter. I said, I'm just going to look at Twitter and just see people. And I saw all you see was people say, "I can't believe team is going to lose," and blah blah blah. I said, "Man, this is a bad loss. It's like we did good all game, just couldn't get the ball." I said, "Oh well." And some people are saying like, "Well, I mean, at least Dane Daniels played well, just couldn't get in the end zone." There were some drop passes and stuff that happened, so it's like, oh well, we lost this game to the Bears, but hey, we just got to come back next week. And the Bears defense is good. Like Bears have a good defense. They have a defense that's great, really. So that's why I mean that's what we were really was afraid of. Was like, hey, the Bears do, and like, hey, we did get yards on them. We just couldn't score. Well, we couldn't score touchdowns. But of course, the last drive, as you know, like we get like it was this one pass play that went for like 10 or 15 yards or so or something, like an out pass just to keep the clock going. It was only like 5 seconds left, so you had to do a quick pass and go out of bounds, and they gave it to us. Thing is, usually teams try to crowd the sideline so you can't get out of bounds,
Right.
but they just gave it to us. And I guess they said, "Oh, I guess okay," but I mean, because it makes it easier to at least throw the Harry Murray down there because Dane Daniels is hurt. He was hurt last week, the week before last, where his ribs. He had left the game early, so he came in. And he was kind of hurt. You can still see him like grasping at his ribs. So I'm thinking like, oh, well, I mean, I see somebody. I just saw it on Twitter that somebody said, "Hey, they did this pass. Oh, they got to go for the Hail Mary." And I was like, wow, they got bounced. So I didn't really see it. So I'm thinking like, I'm not thinking they gave it to them. I'm thinking like they luckily got out of bounds. I said, wow, they actually got out of bounds. And then I was looking at, then I saw somebody's post say, hey, this loss hurts. Something in the game is over. So somebody said this loss hurts. I said, oh, it was over. But that's all the people still tweeting about the last place about to happen. It's like, oh, this guy's he's just seen a loss. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I see everybody just saying, holy shit. And I was like, what? I said, what happened? I didn't know. I was like, oh my God, did we score? Or was it an injury? Like, was it a bad injury? And then I go look at the TV in somebody's room and I saw like Washington fans and the team like celebrating. I was like, holy crap, what happened? How did he score? And then I saw the play, him throwing the Hail Mary and the guy being tipped and the guy being in the back all alone and just catch the ball.
Yeah.
And the ball just came right to him. I was like, oh my God. I said, I cannot believe this happened. This has never happened in Washington, like where a Hail Mary, like we won by Hail Mary. Like this is the biggest win in my lifetime that I saw. I was too young for the Super Bowls. Like I can't really remember the one in the early 90s and the late 80s. I don't even know if I even watched that shit. And I wasn't even alive for the first one. I said alive. Well, born. It's like that's like one of the biggest wins ever I've seen. Like it was only one other play. It wasn't a Hail Mary. It was one where like Santana Moss got the ball and juked somebody and went for a touchdown, game-winning touchdown when time ran out. That I remember. That was like one of the biggest wins I've seen. For a last second play, like that's like the best thing I've seen ever in this franchise. And then probably now, if you're gonna say this was the best game I've seen, I don't know, because there was that time when we beat the Cowboys at Thanksgiving that I really liked. So that was pretty
Yeah.
big. But this is up there. This is up there. And like it's just incredible. Like it's like, oh, it's like a success. We won a game that we probably should have really easily won. While the Bears looking like they should have won because they came back. And it was just like a Hail Mary. And then like all the things like the Bears did everything wrong though. Like first they should have never let us get that 10 to 15 yards or whatever before that play to get closer. And then they only rush 3 men, which a lot of people always say, like, you gotta stop doing that rush, only 3 men, have everybody back. Like, make it so that quarterback has to throw it like throw the ball up faster so people won't get set in the end zone. And also, then there was one player, I forgot his name, but he was taunting fans, one of the defensive backs.
Yeah.
He was taunting fans, and then the play was off. He was still his back was to the play, still taunting fans. There were some Bears fans pointing on the field saying like, "Oh, the play's going on," and then he runs over. Then the funny thing is that he actually is the one who tipped the ball.
I was gonna say, was he the one that I had heard that somewhere?
He's the one who tipped the ball, and that got to the Commanders player, and also he was the player that was supposed to be boxing out that player. He wasn't supposed to be jumping up for the ball. So there was a lot of people just angry with him or happy, angry and happy.
Yeah.
And plus, it was also people felt like, oh, this is karma because he had got a penalty for poking somebody's like face through the face mask earlier. He was fussing with one of our receivers. So it was like, we got him back and blah, blah, blah. But that was crazy seeing that when I saw that on that video of like him actually on the back of the fans. And then all of that happened. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's so crazy just to know.
It's almost like you couldn't write it any better, Dominic.
Yeah. The script writers were great. Excuse me. But I love all the reaction videos I seen, man. Reaction for Bears fans, reaction for Washington fans. Like, I like the one with the Bears fans just looking. He just looked so depressed afterwards. And there was one Bear fan who, like, they were watching somewhere, and then the guy just fell out on the floor. And then, like, it was a Washington fan where he was talking to the reporter, and he was saying, like, yeah, we played well and blah, blah, blah. Like the game was also over. The reporter was talking to him. It's like, the reporter couldn't wait till after the game. And then you hear everybody screaming, and they turn, and everybody's like, they got it. Say, oh man, it was it was crazy. It was so crazy, and like that was everything everybody started out with on all the other sports news networks. That was the game and everything. It's like it's so weird, this feeling of being on a team that's like that everybody's just paying attention to. And now they're even saying like Adam Schefter, who's an NFL guy who gets all like the news and reports and things of that nature for ESPN. And he said that this is for the first time in like since even before Daniel Snyder owned the team, there are players who are asking to come here, like from their agents, like to be traded, like because the trade deadline is coming up. Which is funny. The trade deadline is on Tuesday. It's like you got the trade deadline on the same day as the election. What the hell, man?
That's
crazy. And guess what? People will pay attention more. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty close. That's what I was
going to say. In this one case, it might actually be pretty even.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be people being like happy and angry. They're like, oh, my football team is led by and the person I voted for that won or something like that. It's going to be like a lot of mixed emotions. Or somebody can be super happy or super angry.
Super angry.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is so weird. This is a weird feeling. I never felt this way. I felt now we've been 6-2 before. and I forgot what year it was, but we end up being, what did we go? Did we go 9-7 or something? We went somewhere. We didn't make the playoffs. I know that. No, I don't think it was nine. No, it wasn't 9-7. No, it was. I think it was a losing record or 8-8. And I know, like, yeah, we didn't do that well. And then it was like years ago. I remember where we went. I think 7-1, or something. And then I think it was 96. Like, and then we lost all these games in a row and then missed the playoffs. But yeah, this is like those teams. They weren't the teams like, oh, like you thought they were going to do anything. It was more a surprise. Well, at least the most recent one. I don't know what the expectations were in '96, honestly, but this team is like, this is a different team, man. Like the coaching staff and everything. I mean, they are doing better than what people predicted from the beginning. Well, what some people predicted, because there were some people who actually were pretty high on this team. I didn't know. I had us 6-10 maybe, I think. And we already got 6 wins now. So I hope my prediction's not right, and we just lose every game from now on. But yeah, like, because I didn't really pay attention to this team. Like I said, I don't know these guys that from college really. But yeah, this team, the coaching staff is great. Team is great. The chemistry seemed like it's great. We got our quarterback. Yeah, it's awesome. Now we got to play these Giants, and hopefully we just beat them again and sweep them. So yeah, this has been awesome. It's been an awesome week. Also, Major League Baseball is over. The World Series happened. Dodgers finally got their real championship. It's been a long time. I think since the 80s they won. I think they won in the 80s. Yeah, so they finally got it because the other one was just a COVID championship. Nobody takes that seriously. Nobody, as they should. They should not take that seriously. So yeah, so good for the Dodgers, and at least the Yankees didn't win another one because they already got 27, like people keep saying. Even though I only count 11 of them, I'm like, it's like I was like, when did minority start playing? Because I don't count those. I don't count the ones before then. Like I don't care about Babe Ruth. I mean, it's like at least like I like Babe Ruth. I said, but still, I'm like, it's just whatever. Like that doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm sorry. I was like, it means something to you because it's history, but it's like,
yeah,
it's like it's easy. Like I said, as let's be real, it's easy for white people to not look at it that way. It's easy for you, but as a black person, I'm sorry, I can't help but look at it like those other championships. They don't mean much to me compared to like the ones that happened after Jackie Robinson. It's like I just don't. You can make all these arguments, but I was like, hey, nobody played. I mean, it's only it's only a white league, man. I'm sorry. But anyway, yes, good for Dodgers. They finally got one. I mean, they've been trying to buy a World Series for years now, and so the money's been well spent. Even though Shohei Ohtani and Judge, the two best players in the league, did absolutely nothing. They did absolutely nothing in these playoffs. It sucked. I think Judge did finally get a home run in a game where they but they ended up still losing. Actually, did they win that? I don't know. But yeah, but Judge, he was basically non-existent. I know it was pretty. It's pretty bad because it's like I at least want to see the best players do something, or at least one of them. Darn. But I mean, but the stars that come out. Freeman was great. I didn't really watch it. I didn't watch the last game, so I don't know who won the MVP or anything. But yeah, so the World Series. So now the only thing in baseball now, you got free agency coming up. I'm hoping Juan Soto, who's like one of probably the best free agents out there, does not go back to the Yankees. And I'm also hoping that Corbin Burns signs back with the Orioles because he was our best pitcher. He was the reason why we basically got to where we were, and he was awesome in the playoffs. We just didn't hit. So, yeah. Or listen, if we don't get Corbin Burns, we gotta get an ace. Like if you don't get an ace, man, I don't know. Like I just got hope for a miracle. Shit. All right. So what we got? I know basketball started. I have not been watching it. So, I mean, I actually did watch a couple of Wizards games. Like, I checked it out just to get the feeling like, do I really want to watch this? And you know what? I think I can watch Wizards games on mute and just have it on. Nothing against the guys who report on the game or anything. But it's just I have nothing against them. Even though there are people who don't like them, but I'm not one of those guys who like just hates announcers. I mean, they gotta be really, really bad or a little annoying. They gotta be a little annoying. I don't find these guys annoying. There are homers. There are homers though. Which I mean, I get it, but whatever. So I and like the games I saw, they actually won. Those games and like because they were losing and then they come back and win and I was like wow. But they're the whole thing is that I think they're trying to like get a high draft picks, so this is a rebuilding year and so I'm not really that interested in it. Like if it's nothing like on or like nothing I really care to have watch, it's like I don't mind having that game on. Next, I'm so used to baseball, and baseball is like every freaking day. It's like, darn, I have nothing, no sports to watch, and that's the only thing to watch. And I don't really care about watching it, but I gotta find something else to watch. Like I gotta find something to do. Like, shucks, what is else out there? I guess maybe I'll watch your wrestling, Daniel. I'll watch your wrestling and see.
There you go.
Or I watch the old wrestling because you can look at the old stuff up there. I can start watching like old Raw, like back when
go watch the WCW Nitro, Dominic.
Yeah, Nitro, the Attitude Era part stuff. I can watch that, yeah. Or I can catch up, or I can watch the stuff I missed, like the after the Attitude Era. Like, hey, watch
Ruthless Aggression.
When John Cena started rapping.
Yep.
And people thought that was cool. I was like, darn. Like I said, I don't know if I would like John Cena if it was like I was in high school and John Cena was like he was the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have liked him. I think I would not have liked him. I think I would have been like John Cena sucks before everybody else was. I mean, I think he's a cool dude though. The whole rapping stuff I don't like. But I can see why white people like it.
He was at least genuine with it, Dominic. Like he wasn't doing it just as his gimmick. Like he was actually.
I know he was genuine. No, I know he was genuine. Like I really do. But it's still, I mean, I think Vanilla Ice was genuine.
True.
At
the time, yeah.
I think he was genuine then. But it's still. It's like it's just not my thing. I mean, it's funny. It's like, yeah, but I think I would have got tired of it pretty fast. Yeah. I think I'll say that at least. I probably would have been with it for a bit, and then I would have got tired really fast. All right. So what's going on like current wrestling? Anything big happening?
They just did the Saudi show yesterday. I haven't actually watched that yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not totally sure what's come of that. That had some pretty big matches though.
How do Saudis feel about the war between Israel and Palestine?
I think they're a big proponent of Israel, so I think
okay.
Yeah. I think that's how that goes. But yeah, so there were some big matches. They were basically doing champion versus champion. They did Cody versus Walter or Gunther. Sorry, for like
Gunther,
this.
Every time I hear the name Gunther, if anybody who watches Adventure Time, I always think about the Penguin. That was the Penguin's name.
His name
Gunther.
Gunther.
That's what. Okay. That was the Ice King. He always all his penguins Gunther. Oh, shit. But it seemed like there's one Gunther that was just. Like the main Gunther, but he just always said Gunther. He always call him Gunther. Yeah, it was just...
Maybe Vince McMahon was watching that one day with his grandkids. And he was like, I'm changing your name from Walter to Gunther. This is more appropriate. And then they did Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. It seems like that's been some pretty fun build up there because they've also got, I'm going to blank on her name now. Tiffany Tiffany Stratton. She's got the Money in the Bank right now, and she was kind of friends with Nia, but now it seems like she's getting a little more confident and possibly, you know, pushing back against her a little more after getting bullied a bit. So there's some interesting stuff.
Nia Jax, I remember, I think it was you. Yeah, you said like her wrestling wasn't like she was getting people hurt or something, or people complaining about that.
Before this latest comeback, she's actually seemingly improved quite a bit in the ring. But before then, before her original release, she was definitely in a real bad territory of finding herself in the position of having been in the ring with lots of people getting injured, whether it be her fault or not. It seemed like a lot of it had to do with her inexperience. But that thankfully has greatly improved since she's come back. I haven't really seen anything as far as that goes, and people have actually been commending like her in-ring work since then. So I think people are a lot happier to see her back now than when she originally came back, and people kind of groaned a bit. So
okay,
yeah. But yeah, and then there was a bloodline match, basically Roman and the Usos, who have now been reunited, versus the new bloodline, Solo and Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. So that should all be some really good stuff. I'm gonna try and maybe make some time to catch up on that stuff today. But yeah, that's kind of where they're at now. They got that out of the way, so it's probably going to be leading up to Survivor Series, which will be happening around Thanksgiving. That's when
they should have an event called the Blood Drive.
The Blood Drive. I wouldn't be surprised.
And whoever loses has to donate all their blood.
The Bloodline Blood Drive, sponsored by the Red Cross. Yeah. So, well, that's wrestling for right now.
All right. So where we at? What we've been watching.
Yeah.
So I did caught up with the Penguin. How far are you behind?
I'm still at. I finished off the episode, the throwback episode, the rewind episode, but that's as far as I've gotten. So I think 2 or 3 episodes behind currently. Okay.
But yeah, it's still good to me. It's still really entertaining.
Nice.
Also, I watched Tulsa King. So my sister was talking about it, and because she said she heard from a friend that it was pretty good, so I checked it out. And yeah, man. I mean, I talked about it last week, right?
Yeah. You talked a little bit about it.
So I watched a couple more episodes of that, and you said you checked it out. So
yeah,
how do you feel
I also
about
checked
it?
out. It's just like you described last week. It's a lot lighter than I would have expected if I had just seen like the advertisement for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You think Sylvester Stallone is as a gangster in Tulsa, and you're like, oh, okay, they're trying for this, huh? I thought it was kind of weird that it's an MTV production. I was telling you that, like, I don't know what that even necessarily means nowadays, but for someone that used to watch it,
I don't think it means like it we used to, because I wouldn't the old MTV, you wouldn't expect nothing like this.
Yeah, and I wonder if this like airs on MTV now. But yeah, it's just like you described, this kind of fish out of water story. He's coming fresh out of prison and being sent, basically relegated to Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're trying to sell it as like, oh, we're giving you this town to do your own thing in, but really they're just trying to get him out of the way, because seemingly the family that he was working for, doesn't really want him around anymore. Yeah, and it's very funny, actually. Him dealing with just not. He went into jail before the iPhone was a thing, and he's basically coming out in modern day times, where he's dealing with Uber apps and all that stuff. So and like you said last week, legalized marijuana and stuff. He's trying to run shop on this guy, basically telling him how to launder his money, and he's like, this is just legal. I just put it in the bank. So yeah, I've had a good time. I've watched it, basically an episode and a half at this point. It's not quite like Louder Milk where I'm just like, I need more, but I definitely enjoyed my time with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know what? You mentioned Louder Milk, but it does have that vibe of like good and stuff because even how it was an episode. I mean, it's a little spoiler. It's not that much spoiler. Like he talks to the black guys talk about like being a capo. Someone say, "Hey, how do I move up?" Because he said, "What do you see if I'm you?" He said, "Why?" He said, "Nah, you can't be." He said, "Oh, because black." So I said, "Well," he said, "Well, yeah, but also you're just not. It's not in you." He said, "It's just not. It's not you," or something like that, basically. And it's like basically saying like he's a nice guy. I mean, he's actually a good guy. Like
Right.
he shouldn't be getting too deep into that stuff. And this whole thing with his daughter too, Willie trying to get in contact with his family and stuff, and you'll see some things. Yeah, him dealing with that. It's yeah. I almost feel like it's kind of in that vibe, like kind of like almost Louder Milk, where it's somewhat nice too, and everything. Um, but yeah, it's yeah, it is funny. Yeah, it is pretty funny. Like, yeah, I'm just surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, because I didn't know. I thought it was really like a gangster like show. Like, I
Yeah.
thought it was like, I thought it was something like that. I was like, yeah, it's probably over the top stuff, man. And nah, man, this is far from that. And I was like, wow, this is not what I thought it was, and it's actually better than what I thought it would be. So, yeah, I'll continue watching it. Um, yeah, so I guess we get to what we've been playing. So, you want to go ahead first, or you want me?
Sure, I can go ahead
Okay.
first.
All right.
So I finished 2 games. I finished Astrobot, and I wasn't very far from finishing that. I think like basically 2 levels, 1 level to get enough to open up the final battle, and then the final battle. And then I also tried out the speed run levels. I'm kind of disappointed that they are just basically exclusively about speed running. So each of them is like 30 seconds long, 40 seconds long, depending on how quick you are. And you aren't even like discovering the astrobots. You just get the astrobots at the end of the level if you completed them quick enough. But overall, still a great game. The final battle in that is pretty awesome. Part of the first like phase of it kind of invokes like a Star Fox-esque game. You're flying on the controller and you're just shooting down the enemy aliens that are flying around. You also have other astrobots flying around on the other PlayStation hardware, basically doing the like Slippy and Falco thing. Like there are things in there that I'm wondering, like, is this just a direct callback to that, or do I just, is that the only kind of this third person flight game that I really have a lot of affinity for? So that's the only thing I'm associating with it. And then they do get to a traditional, big bad versus you platforming kind of, boss battle at the end of that section as well. And it doesn't go on too long. It's about the right length, and they also have checkpoints during it. So yeah, fantastic game all around. Zelda, I also beat yesterday. I spent couple hours yesterday beating the last 2 dungeony kind of things.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. You got your completing games.
Yeah, I just kind of, my daughter was watching me do it, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep playing. Yeah, and I got to the end, and I got to the final boss, and I'm gonna try not to be too spoilery about this, but effectively, like, the final boss
Link was
in
a
Zelda,
ghost the whole time.
What's that?
I mean, Zelda was the ghost the whole time.
Yeah.
One of them was a ghost the whole time.
But they effectively kind of default to some of the worst aspects of that game and kind of take some of your agency away from you for that final boss. So that, coupled with the fact that there are about 8 phases to that boss and no checkpoints whatsoever, was extremely frustrating. It took me 3 times to beat it. the first time I went in just like blind, and I think it went on a lot longer than it needed to, just because I wasn't really aware of what I should be doing. I thought I had an idea, but it wasn't really working the way I thought it was supposed to initially. So it went on forever. The second time I had a better idea of what I could do, because I looked it up just to be like, am I doing something wrong here? Because it seems like it shouldn't go on this long. And then I felt like I just kind of got screwed by some of the AI stuff a little bit. And then I was able to pull it through on the third time. Now, I will say I went in there I didn't have any fairies to automatically revive myself. I didn't go in with any smoothies that would be useful as far as like regeneration of health. So I basically just had like the root ingredients that would at max give me half a heart back.
They have smoothies?
Yeah, so you make smoothies like you do, like you're crafting in Breath of the Wild and stuff.
Olden times?
I don't know, but there's a Deku scrub in there that's super into smoothies that'll mix them up for you. And initially I also wasn't sure.
Is there any smoothie with kale in there?
There's like bubble kale, I think, or something. Oh my
god!
Yeah,
the freaking health nuts.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and part of it was my own doing, because they do tell you like this is probably going to be the end of the game if you make this decision to go forward with this. And the third time that I went back to it, I was like, okay, let me go see if I can go back and get out of the area that I'm in and go make some smoothies and stuff. And I just couldn't quite figure it out, because there wasn't an easy like teleport fast travel out situation. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it with what I had. And I was able to do
Frogurt?
it.
They got any Frogurt in there too?
No.
Okay.
None of that. But yeah, I think overall the experience was pretty good, but the last boss battle was just too much. It goes on for too long, even when you know what you're supposed to be doing. There are too many phases. It just didn't need to be like that, because it's not like expounding on the story at all. And then the ending itself was just completely nothing. It wasn't satisfying at all. Despite the fact that I feel like the story of this game and the writing of this game was actually some of the better writing in these games that I've seen. I would have appreciated if it was voice acted, but instead I basically got to read the entire thing to my daughter. So, yeah, overall it was good. I enjoyed it, but I don't necessarily see myself coming back to this game a lot. There's a lot of stuff like unfinished in the game, and I think I will try and go through that a bit. But once I put this game down, I don't know that I'm gonna really come back to it many times, and it's definitely not one that I think is gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go back to this because of nostalgia. I mean, I haven't even gone back to the Link's Awakening remake, despite how often I would go back to that original game. And I think part of that is the performance stuff. And I did start to see, I had mentioned early on that I saw that stuff immediately in this game. And for the most part, it didn't bother me too much. But there were definitely aspects later in the game, like once you get into like the snowy area, where you start to feel it just be slow, be sluggish. It felt like it was going slow.
No, that's part of that. That was intentional, because you're in the snow.
Sure.
This is part of moving there.
Yeah. So it's not like it stutters or anything like that, or it's not like dips and ups and dips and ups. It just like drops to a like, oh, here's now a consistent 20, and it's like I wish this was on better hardware. So yeah, I think overall I'm still pretty positive on it, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's going to be relatively forgettable.
Oh really? Oh man, because you just hate women, don't you?
No, I think the concepts of like being able to utilize the stuff, but but not having agency to like attack on your own. I mean, you do have like the link form where you have like a timed ability to do that stuff. But for it to be mostly like when you're doing combat, just throwing these guys out there and hoping that they get some hits in before they die and you throw out some more. I honestly, I think the final battle of it really kind of poisoned my thoughts on this game as a whole. I was looking to see if I could find like opinions on that from people. I haven't really found anything yet, but I'm wondering if there were more.
It's the Princess Peach of the Mario games.
I don't know. I remembered kind of liking that Game Boy or DS game, the one where she's got her emotions. I mean, obviously this latest one, I've shared my thoughts on just because it feels like a collection of mini games from that demo, at least, where it's like, hey, this isn't really, it's not really what you would necessarily want to be a traditional platformer. It's just like, oh, here's you baking and then here's you. So my problem isn't necessarily the female characters at all. It's more like Nintendo's representation of them. And in this one, like I said, with that final battle, especially, I feel like they made some poor choices.
I wonder what Anita Sarkeesian would think of the game.
I could probably tell you because I might share her same opinion. Yeah, it's just that final battle just kind of really, it pissed me off. Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. Real quick, Dominic, before you get into yours, I need to check something. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back.
Are you still there?
Yep, I'm back.
All right. All right. Talk about smoothies and yogurt. I had to eat some yogurt. All right. All right, let me get to some page here. All right, so I've been playing quite a few games this week. Basically, some of them I didn't play really that long. I think the game I put more time in is Metaphor. Metaphor, and the next game I'll say after that. Also, Metaphor, I've been playing some more of that. And you know what? Actually, I don't know how far I got into that. I mean, I fought a boss. You know what? Yeah, I didn't really get that far into that either. I know I went through a tunnel, like in some dungeon or something. Gameplay wise, it's been all right. But yeah, I actually didn't play that much of that one, as I thought I did. Um, I but a game did come out this week, Red Dead Redemption Remastered.
Nice.
Excuse me, and so I got my hands on that. So it's finally on PC. It did come on the Switch also, right? And
yes, yeah, it came out on the Switch.
PS4.
Yeah,
I mean not PS4, the PS5, because Xbox technically has it, but because you can backwards
it's
compatible,
like enhanced via backwards compatibility.
Yeah. So now everybody got it. PC finally got it. It's been over 10 years now. I know.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I got a nut stuck in my teeth here. So game it looks incredible. It even runs on my PC. So because my people, well, basically like when the game was made, my PC was
top
basically
of the line when that
that
came out.
Yeah, exactly. So I could put everything on ultra, and but I think it has some. It might have some 4K stuff, so I can't do that. But I don't know how much better it's going to look with that. I'm sure there's going to be some mods and stuff to add some stuff things to that game. But yeah, this game it looks good. It's still great. I played through it, and it's got Undead Nightmare, which is something I had gotten, but never beaten. So I do want to play that. But just look at the game through this lens, through the graphical lens of the PC. It's like I see things so much clearer than I did on 360. Even when the slightly enhanced on the Xbox One. Because I had played that version a bit, and I saw the difference. It was like a difference in that. I said, "Wow, this game actually runs well, and now it looks even better." It just reminded like how great this game was. Like this is probably my favorite game. I think of the of that generation of the I guess up there with the Mass Effect. Like between that, and I always liked it more than the Grand Theft Autos. That first one. I always thought about the second one that, it was just a little too realistic. Like, it was great. That's like, some things I wish he did. Like, the whole horse thing. Come on, man. The horse needs to come. I don't care how far away from that horse. It's going to come. It's going to come get me. Like, yeah, those quality of life things they took away to make the game more realistic. Is like, I don't want that. It don't need to be that realistic. But yeah, man, this game was good, man. And it still is good. So I'm glad PC people finally get to play it. They finally get it. And I guess, hey, they get it in order because they got the first game. I mean, the second game is basically a flashback. I mean, it's a prequel. So, hey, they're playing in order now. So now they get John Marston. And now he's going after those guys, some of those guys who are still alive from the old game.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a more, the relationship is there for me. For those guys, because they weren't there before. Because it's like, oh, this is his past. I never met these guys.
Right
now, I met these guys, and they were assholes then. So I'm feeling really good about killing. I'm okay with killing them. They weren't exactly. They were like friends, but just by association, basically. But yeah, man. So yeah, I think like anybody who can get their hands on this, they should definitely give it a try. If you never played it before on PC or even if you on the consoles. Like I'm curious how well it should run great on the Switch, honestly.
Yeah.
If we're thinking about technology wise, it should run great up there, but we'll see. Um, or we already know. I never looked at it. All right. So what else have I played? I played some. Okay, Monster Hunter beta is happening this weekend. So I played a bit last night. I played it on my phone. So I played it through your PS5, through remote play on my phone.
Hmm.
And remote play looks pretty good on my phone. Like, it did have a connection issue after maybe like 20 minutes of play.
Yeah.
Um, maybe not 20, maybe 15. But I had to get back on. But graphically, like, it looks a whole lot better than what it looked on my PC playing remote play. Smaller screen helps with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was running fine. Like, it was running great too. Like, I mean, on PC it runs great, but it has that sometimes that grainy look. Like, it has okay connection, not perfect connection. But on the phone, it looks a whole lot clearer. Like I can, it actually looks like almost 60 frames per second. Like, I'm going through, it's like, wow, like, it looks great up here. I wish I can have a screen a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
um, but yeah, so I played Monster Hunter. Like, I'm not a big Monster Hunter guy, but I want to try it. Um, Unfortunately, I can't record it on this on my phone. I'm hoping maybe I might can do it on this laptop here. But if I get a chance to play it. But yeah, so the beginning is basically a tutorial of like how to do things, but in the story, they put it in a story type of way as part of the story. I guess this is the campaign of the game or something. So you meet all these character stuff. I was skipping that stuff though. I wasn't like going because I wanted to scare to get to the gameplay. Um, so now, like, I think in the previous game, you had rode on your dog or something like that, your wolf dog, I guess, or something. I think that's how you got around. This time you're on like a bird, almost like a chocobo kind of thing, but not the chocobo. Um, like some kind of dino bird or whatever, and it follows the scent of the monsters or whatever. I think you were going trying to help save this little girl's brother. He was out there and the monsters attacking it, so then it teach you how to attack and stuff. And I chose I like to go fast, like to get as many hits as I can and just
Yeah.
dodge. Because when I use those other weapons where I feel like I gotta do a reload, oh my god, I was like, fuck no.
Wind
Like,
up.
yeah. I said, nah, that's not it. This ain't, yeah. Let me just go with the two double blades and just go slashing away. And that's what I do. And then, like, the moves, it looks good. Like, the game looks good. I like it's. I always like the idea of like the groups attacking this huge monster and stuff, and it chasing it down and stuff. I mean, it's cool. It's just it's something I don't know, can't really stay with. But I like the idea of it. So I get it. Like, I get why people enjoy this game. Um, and I mean, I like going after those big time monsters too. It's really, I think the controls is just really what always holds me back. The
Hmm.
controls and yeah, and the whole inventory system is just too much. Like, I just want to keep it simple. Like, so if I'm playing by myself, like I just said, like, look, man, just give me infinite inventory stuff so I don't have to keep trying to find things and stuff. I don't like I like the whole companion thing. That's cool. I just wish it wasn't a cat. That's the only problem I have. Um, I just like people just love cats, man. And I just like I don't know why. And I don't like the cat talking. The cats talk. I think that they might have talked before. I remember the first time I seen them, they were just saying like meowing and stuff like that.
Mm.
And now the cat was talking like, "Hey, you gotta do." I was like, "Oh no, I don't want you talking." I was like, I don't know, man. I said, let me. It's like some type of radio system for the girl police talk to me that's supposed to be helping me or something. So I don't need this cat telling me to do things. It's just like it helps you out and stuff, which is cool. But I don't like its voice. It's like that. Nah, I don't. I say I don't like this. I don't like this cat talking. But anyway, I think Monster Hunter fans probably gonna love the game. Um, Well, actually, I don't know because I don't know what they really into. I don't know. It could be something wrong that they don't like in this. I have no idea. Like I just did the tutorial part. Like I haven't. Now I'm at the part where I can actually play with actual people. Like they had CP like computer people come help you. Bots help you out like in the tutorial section so they can show you how you call for help and stuff like that. But now I'm at the part where when I play, I actually can play with other people. So I want to try that out. I'll probably try out maybe later today or I don't like this is the last day, right? For the beta. I
Yeah, I'm
don't know
not
what
totally sure.
yeah, I'm not even sure how long the beta goes on, how long it goes. Um I just realized on Friday I know it was happening for and it probably happened Thursday. I don't know. But yeah, so Monster Hunter, when does that game come out?
It comes out February 28th.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a I don't remember when World came out. Did World come out around that time too? It came
I
out in
feel like it
January, right?
did,
Yeah, like
yeah.
January. Yeah, I feel like it came early in the
Somewhere
year. Yeah,
first quarter. That's
yeah,
Capcom's kind of thing. Is they always like to be somewhere in there because that's when
they
like the
do.
Resident Evil games do too.
Yeah. Um. All right. So what else I play? Oh, I also played some Ratchet and Clank while I was on the remote play. Um. Like I played for a while. I was playing with the girl long backs. I forgot her name. Was
I can't remember.
I remember, yeah. But but I finally got to a point where I was playing with the other Ratchet. I got to play with Ratchet again. I was like, darn, I haven't played Ratchet in a while. Um, but yeah, but like graphically, like the game looks really beautiful. It was a set piece in this where you're just grinding and like this big robot and stuff doing the shit. It was cool, and yeah. So now I'm thinking like, I probably would have had the game higher. On my list the year it came out. I got to go back and
Mm.
look at that list. Probably had higher. Um, but I still probably would have but I probably should have put it lower just for it wouldn't be number one. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? Have I played? Oh yes. Well, Vampire Survivor. I played that. I didn't play the new stuff yet. I'll probably get that later. Um, but I was playing with the Among Us DLC, the actual stage and everything, and some of the powers and stuff. I didn't play Among Us a lot, so some things I don't get as much like as some people who probably played and say, "Oh yeah, this is from the game." Um, I mean, the stage is like one of those Among Us ship stages and stuff, and the enemies look like some type of Among Us versions and things of that nature. And then you have some power ups that like you get these different colors, and they each represent a certain power that would do something. But I mean, it's Vampire Survivors. I love that game. One of my favorite games. Played that stage and got like the level 80 thing, and I finished it, and I got when Death came and tried to kill me. And this was all without cheats. I was just playing it, so I was like, I didn't cheat this time, so I'm proud of myself. But I was like, um, but yeah, just playing the hell out of I just played with that. Um, yeah, I definitely want to try out that Castlevania stuff though. At first, I thought you said the game cost like $13.99. I didn't realize. Then I saw like, oh, he's gonna say $3.99. Because I
Yeah.
was like, even though I think it's worth it, but actually, I don't know the Castlevania DLC. I never played it. But if it was like as big as like a full game, I was thinking like, oh, I mean, yeah. But man, that's a steal. I feel like, man. I just
Mhm.
think like that's these guys, man. They really made a game that's really like a this it seems so simple, but yet it can be deep, man. It's like, man, I like that. And last but not least, but I played Dragon Age Veilguard, or it could be least. I don't know. There's some pretty good games I played, Daniel. I mean, nothing against Veilguard. It's just that some pretty good. I
Yeah.
said some pretty good games I've been playing. But anyway, um, so I played a bit of it. Now, I mean a little bit of it. I didn't play a lot, so I can't really have really big, strong opinions on it. The most opinion I really have is the character creation, which I will say it's a lot there, and especially the hair, which a lot of people talked about. And for me as a black person, I'm very happy with that they have a lot of things for black people here.
Oh, nice.
Definitely, and definitely 10 times better than what they used to have. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because that was the Inquisition was blah. Um, so yeah, I do like that. And I know I did have a hard time like really making my elf look a little different, but I didn't. I just kind of stopped. I kind of focused. I focused more on the hair and the tattoos and stuff. I don't like how the scars are. They're not. They don't feel like scars, like the way I think of scars in games where they can be kind of either nasty or I mean cool but nasty. All depends which kind of scar you pick. They all just seem like nice. Like they seem almost like it could be like a that's just paint or something, or you put some
Yeah.
type of makeup on.
It's a
It doesn't feel.
cosmetic choice. It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
just
not an
like
injury.
I did like some of the tattoo designs though; they were all right. So the game, now the art style. A lot of people really had there's there's a lot of divisiveness on the art style. Like people say it's just doesn't they don't like it. For me, um, it's not that I dislike it. Like I don't dislike it. It just looks so different though from the other games. That like the characters don't look the same. Like there was a like the dwarf Varric. He looks totally different from what he looks like in 2 and Inquisition. Even though Inquisition looks different in 2, but it's not to the point where it's like, oh, it's not recognizable. Like if you would have told me that was a different, if I didn't hear his voice, and you would have told me that's a different dwarf, not Varric, I would think it was. And I just don't, yeah, I don't get the design choice. Like why they went so drastic with that.
Mhm.
But other than that, like okay, I got to the gameplay. It's an action game, man. Like I mean, you can say RPG because of the dialogue choices and stuff, but I don't know. It's like because the actual fighting, it's really action. Like it's more action than even Inquisition. Like I mean, and I felt Inquisition was a little too much action. Like I kind of
Right.
wanted more of the origins kind of setting, like kind of RPG. But darn, like this man takes Inquisition and just goes because you don't even control the other characters. Now
Right.
you can level them up and stuff, but they're on their own. And I'm like, man, that sucks. Now people say, well, Mass Effect did it. That's fine. Let Mass Effect do that. I don't need another Mass Effect. I like
And
that
I know
Dragon
there
Age
weren't
was
some
different.
people happy about it with Mass Effect either because it went
Well,
such an
yeah,
action route. Now I was obviously, and like even for me, like this would probably interest me more than those previous games. But that's not the majority of who's probably playing this game.
or who played it,
Yeah,
like yeah, like and I mean, people can say like, look, you're trying to get more people to play, but then it's like, I don't know, because I'm like, Baldur's Gate did well, you know, and
yeah,
that was hardcore. Like sometimes, then make that game. But then make this game. Like what do you, I don't know that I don't like that. But see, story always will trump it for me. Like I can get over that. I can get over like, oh man, the action's like good. It could be shitty ass action, but the story's good. Hey, I'm good, and that's what I'm hoping with this game. Now, from the clips of the dialogues that I've seen, because like so far, the dialogue hasn't been bad yet. And like I said, I haven't played much. Well, from the clips I've seen, and I'm not even talking about the very divisive clips about the gender stuff. Um, they've been it's been not good. Like I haven't been seeing like I've been seeing clips of dialogue that doesn't come off very well. And I'm hoping that those are just all outliers, and like that. Hey, overall, I will enjoy the game and everything.
It's
That's
just
what I'm
people
hoping.
picking stuff out of context that makes it look bad.
Yeah. But I've seen a lot, like even from people who don't even talk about the whole all the divisive stuff with
The
the with
wokeness
so
of it.
called wokeness. No, dang, that's a bad word, but I know that's the wokeness, quote unquote. That like the guy was really explaining how like what's the problems he has with the dialogue, why he finds it this way and that. And I was like, I said, yeah, I guess I have to see, man, because that kind of sucks. If it goes that way, because like darn, Bioware is known for their story, and if that's not good, I don't. Then what the fuck we got here? like, what are we doing? Um, so yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what this game is. Now there's some high scores out there. And then there's some medium scores. It's very divisive scores out there. But like seeing like the big publications, some people are questioning that. Of course, for different reasons. I don't know. I'm just saying the story's not good. I do kind of question. I'm like, Eric, come on, man. I said, what are we doing? Hold on, quick.
Sure.
Oh, I thought someone had the door. Yeah. So yeah, I'll see. But but yeah, I'll see about that. But yeah, but there's something. Yeah, it's really like, man, it just sucks that you have to go through all this shit just to talk about this game. Like it, and some things it just seems. I mean, look, I know people gonna feel what they feel. I get it, but it just seems from the Dragon Age point of view, I feel like it's almost could have been avoidable with better writing.
Mm.
Not taking it out. I'm because I think listen, you want to put it in there, fine, but I feel like better writing because I mean I feel like it'd be a better argument for if you want to go against those people who are against the gender and everything like that. But it's kind of hard to go against people when if it's hard, if it's bad, the writing's bad. Also, I don't like how people always say that you shouldn't go by reviews. You should try it out yourself. Like, like people just have $70 to burn.
Right.
And even before that, I mean, when it was $50 or 40, like people always say like, look, like, I never go out of reviews. It's like you should. I don't want people to go out of reviews. You should always go try it yourself. Not like try it yourself. That means I have to buy it. So if I buy it and don't like it, what am I supposed to do? I just lost $70 freaking dollars.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why people look at reviews, man.
Oh, you're supposed to trade the game in at GameStop and get your next one. Yeah, but I'm still out like $20 then.
Yeah, 20. Okay. Yeah, that's that could that's
hey,
good.
I got the Gamer Club thing, and I got the Edge Magazine Plus or whatever. I got all their things, and I'm just getting an in-store credit to buy the next game, Dominic. I'm not getting cash.
Yeah, yo, it is freaking. Yeah, I'm like, I still don't, and people use that argument all the time. Like you need to try it out for yourself. Don't go by this. Or like somebody said,
I'll say we're at least in a day and age now where like I would watch stuff on Twitch, and that kind of stuff.
Oh, Daniel, that's what most people do. Because a lot of people, they said like, I watched the YouTube clips, and then somebody said like, hey, I said, man, this game doesn't look good, man. I don't want this. Or they said like, man, this sounds like it's horrible or stuff like that. And somebody said, did you play it? They said no. And then it said, then how do you know it's bad? I said, well, god darn, man, I watched all these videos. Like, yeah, I didn't play it. I'm sorry, but it's not like I'm writing a review, saying this game is horrible, blah blah blah, and I didn't play it. I didn't play it. That's a difference. I'm just a dude. Like you're just a dude who's on on the comment section saying, man, based on these reviews, or even this review, maybe you trust this guy or something. This is not the game I want. And for whatever reason. And it's like, dude, people have that's normal. Like, don't, like, I never got that logic of like saying, like, you have to play it for yourself. If it was like, you can just try it, like there's a demo or something
Demos.
out there. Yeah.
Remember those?
It's just, but I'm sorry. That's not an option. And I'm not going to be spending just to see, like, oh, maybe this guy is wrong. Nah, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even when guys, or at least a good reviewer, even if their score is not good, you might can read what they say and tell if there's something you might still like. Like they might say something like that is negative for them, but it's like, oh, like the combat's too repetitive, like he's fighting a whole bunch of enemies, like fighting Dynasty Warriors. For someone like me, it's like, oh, I like that. I mean, even though he get his game a review, but that's something I like. I can still, like, with context, I can still like say, yeah, I get why he don't like it, but that is something I'm okay with, and blah blah blah. Also, I find it funny when people did like Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. People did reviews for that, and they said they should have got somebody who was a Dragon Ball fan to do this because the Dragon Ball fans like this. And I was like, well, then why the fuck you even look at the review?
Right, just buy the game.
Yeah, I'm like, why even look at the review if you're a guy who just likes it? It's like it doesn't matter. Oh my god! And I'll be hoping these are just kids. I'm just hoping that these are just teenagers, teenagers who do these comments. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not gonna argue that. But especially when they show their age when they talk about stuff from like 90s. When they start saying things like this game back in like, oh, the old Budokai game, which is back in like, I say, no, you too old.
Yeah.
You too old to be bitching like this online, man. I said, I'm sorry. Unless you're a kid who, like, you're a young guy who plays old PS2 games, which I doubt, because you said you got it when, like, say, oh, I got this when I was young. I said, nah, you too old to be, yeah, something wrong with you, buddy. I was like, why are you so angry about this, dude? You should be, like, go on a, you be getting like some politics or something, man. Go there. Like, don't be getting angry over some.
Don't worry, I'm mad about that too, Dominic.
Well, yeah, but I'd rather for you to be mad about that. All right. So we'll take a quick break. When we get back, get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. So now we're flashback into 2014. So we get a new month. And, you know, every month we do video game magazine covers. And also I'm not going to do what games came out this week. I'll do that next week, cover this week, so we can get through this. So we're going to start off with the Xbox magazine in 2014. And on the cover, they had Dead Island 2 on the front.
Absolutely,
which is
wild.
Pretty funny because the game came out post-COVID.
Last year?
I thought it was the year before last.
Was it the year before last? Okay.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I don't know.
2. April 2023.
Oh, damn.
So beginning of last year.
That is sick. And now it just came on PC for Game Pass. It just came out on Steam, basically, this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I mean, we were thinking this game was going to come out like 10 years ago, basically. Well, actually, a little less than 10 years. But it had some problems, I guess, like behind the scenes. I don't even know what the problems they had, honestly. I don't remember. But this game took forever to come out. It actually turned out to be a pretty good game. Actually turned out to be pretty all right. I mean, it was definitely better than their first game, and the second game because they ripped Todd. But yeah, and I don't know how sales it did, but I think like critically, like I was surprised how well it did. I know Dying Light was the game, basically. Come on, Dying Light and Dying Light 2 came out after Dead Island 2 was announced. That's crazy. Yeah. And Dying Light 2, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember how people felt about Dying Light 2. Like, I actually don't know what is better, like as far as critics wise between those two. But I know I enjoyed Dead Island 2. Technically I did play a little bit of it on the PC because it's on a PC on Game Pass now. I just played like the beginning part of the game. Man, it just took forever. It took forever. Because look at this. It says 8 players hold back the horde, plus Resident Evil and Dying Light and more. Look, Dying Light didn't even come out yet.
Yep, that's the crazy thing.
Oh man,
they released 2 of those games in the time that it took that game to come out.
So, yeah, man, this was me and my friend, because we were like Dead Island. Like Dead Island, the first one, it got like mixed reviews. It was probably like around the 7 range, probably average wise. But we enjoyed it. Like it has problems. But it was like a mix of almost like a Fallout RPG, but zombie horde type of thing. And it was fun playing with groups of people. And yeah, so I was really like, okay, let's see what they do with this next one. And overall, I think it was better. Didn't changes they done? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would have to play the first one again to really know what the big changes they made. But yeah, so that's that. Oh yeah, what else is on its cover here? I'm sorry, I got my screen a little small here because I'm trying to watch my Washington play same time here. So we got here Zombie Invasion, Dead Island 2. Oh yeah, I already said that. 8 player, hold back the horde, plus Resident Evil, Dying Light, and more. Inside, you got Far Cry 4, Metro Redux. Where did studio names come from? Assassin's Creed Unity, the best Assassin's Creed, Alien Isolation, and The Crew. The Crew.
The Crew.
Oh, Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's only on Xbox. Oh, yes. This is when Xbox had the exclusive, which they end up announcing that it's not only exclusive for a year. So you took away the exclusive stuff. It's like, oh, come on. It's like PlayStation. How does a PlayStation get away with not announcing when their game can be put on other systems? But
what Xbox they do, and it still doesn't come like Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That was good. God, I was like, man, that's not. It's like, darn, that whole exclusive. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know if it was worth it. Like on the Xbox side, anyway.
Yeah.
Call of Duty event.
If it was worth it on their side either. That was the one they were complaining most about sales, right?
Yeah. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We played the new multiplayer, and this was the one with whatchamacallit, right? The bad guy.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, yes. Yeah, I think this is the one, Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You had to get him out of his Baltimore home.
You know what? I never looked up to see he's still squatting in there. So what else we have here? Is that it? Yeah, I think it's. Oh well, you got some things up here. Quantum Break. I think which is probably a very underrated game. Forza Horizon 2. Below that. I know that title.
Yeah, that ended up not being as kind of cool as everybody had hoped. You know, that took forever to come out too.
Yes, yeah, that did. Yes, I remember Below. Yes, yeah, and it definitely was not. Yeah, man, I cannot get into that game. I don't think I got nowhere, honestly, in that game.
As of 2 days ago, Dominic, Kevin Spacey settles dispute over auction of Baltimore home, buyer says.
Oh, okay. Now I can finally move in.
Yep.
All right. So what else we got here? Edge magazine. We got Far Cry 4 on the front, and we got the bad guy for Far Cry 4. I forgot his name. Very eccentric guy. And this is when you were fighting in the Himalayas, man. So you had some elephants and stuff there. So it was an alright game. Like it was an alright game. It was anticipated because of how Far Cry 3 really was like how big that
really
was.
Blew up the series, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And
they definitely tried to lean into the this is the villain. You know, the villain is the main character almost of the story.
Even though you don't see them as much. Now I don't know. I'm trying to think. You seen him more? least when I played the game, because I played Far Cry 4, I don't think you saw him a lot.
Yeah.
But he was all right. But yes, New Frontier. The New Frontier is an open world game design. Okay.
The same frontier of the open world game design.
The 10 best games of the generation. 10 best games of the generation. They got up here. Also, they got what is this? A free digital edition? Oh, they going digital now. And it's a free. They show it off. They also got reviews of Bayonetta 2, The Sims 4, Hyrule Warriors, The Walking Dead Season 2, Infamous First Light. All right, what else we have? That is it for 2014. So now we're going back 20 years to 2004, and we got Nintendo Power, and we got Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, which is coincidentally that game is out, for the Switch. The remake. And yeah, I never played this one. And I actually did play a little bit last night of just Paper Mario because on the Switch Online.
Oh, nice.
I was just playing through that. Like I was never really into those. I mean, I never really cared to get into those games because I was like, hey, this looks like a 2D game. And even though it's nice little paper, I don't care. And plus, I think, I was done with the N64 by the time that probably is out. I think it was just a PlayStation guy. So I didn't really care. Like I wasn't gonna tell my mom to spend like how much was picking games used to cost? So $70 maybe. Yeah, for a Paper Mario, which I might not even like. And do that. So in Nintendo, you could not play demos.
No,
there was no such thing as a
demo. Have demo discs. It was very rare did we ever get a GameCube demo disc, and on the 64, not at all.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't get cartridge demo. It's a cartridge demo. What else they got up here? They got Bait and Kato's.
Another one that came out on the Switch.
Yeah. But what was that game about?
That was the RPG that had like card-based battle system.
Oh, yes.
The guy with wings on the cover.
They also got Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005, man.
It's about that guy that divorced his wife and ran into a tree.
Oh, this is still before the time, and we still when he was a good old boy.
I don't know. He's hitting out of the sand in the screenshot. I think we all knew it was coming.
Mario Pinball Land. I do not remember this game.
I forgot about this game entirely, and then I looked it up to see if it had even released, and then I saw the cover and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I do kind of remember that game."
This is no Sonic Spinball. I can tell you that right now.
No, admittedly it was not.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't. I don't think
it was. Oh, well, because I don't think Sonic Spinball really got rated that highly. I mean, I liked it, but also.
This was no Pokemon Pinball, Dominic.
Oh, this is the game we talked about that released Octai 2 Solar Boy Bingo.
It was kind of funny to see it on the cover of this because I probably had this magazine, and meanwhile I'm like, I don't remember that game at all.
Also, WWE's Wrecking Crew.
Triple H just watching over the cover of looking at these ghost titties, Dominic.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Can't believe Nintendo's got this perverse material on the cover of this magazine.
All right, so what we got here? We go to Electronic Gaming Monthly, and we got GTA San Andreas on the front here, man. Doing the drive-by here. Yep. Can't wait for this. Exclusive, which is funny because it's like... Game Informer had an exclusive too, so everybody got exclusive Grand Theft Auto San Andreas content.
Plus, it was out at this point, wasn't it? Didn't we just talk about the release of it last week?
Yeah.
Maybe this is like all the strategies and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, they got. I don't know. Yeah, what is that? They rolled out. They got the exclusive. The hot coffee mod stuff.
Yes, they're the ones that broke the story, doing real games journalism down there.
Yeah. All right, San Andreas, everything you need to know. Electronic Gaming. Oh, well, yeah, that's what this is. I don't know why I'm reading that again. Oh, this is they actually got www.oneup.com on the front.
Oh man,
I don't think I was in his magazine when they actually put up their website,
and they killed it.
So, special fall preview inside. of all the fall games, which is funny because it's like November. Well, technically this came out in October, but still, it would be September. You would do that, kind of in the middle of the fall.
Yeah.
Late to the game. Yeah. um, PlayStation Magazine is the next magazine we got here, and the unofficial PlayStation Magazine, but it is the world's #1 PlayStation Magazine. So, man,
and I see why.
One. But look up here, man. You got both Jack versus Ratchet up here, and they're going to hit it head. Like I said, this is how big PlayStation 2 was, man.
Yeah.
They did not fight with those other consoles. They were fighting with themselves.
Exactly. There's no competition.
So let's see what we got here. We got how Grand Theft Auto changed the game here. They got here. Also, they got reviews of Slide 2. But look, Slide 2 came out. I feel bad for Slide because I was like, darn, they got these boys on the front and they just like F you.
All sorts of slides here.
Slide 2, Burnout 3, Def Jam Fight for New York, and more. Here, see, there's a double exclusive first reviews. Jack versus Ratchet. Who comes out on top? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the sales was. Who came out on top? Previews. Others in Arms. Killzone. Getaway 2. I forgot. I keep forgetting there was a sequel to Getaway. And Dark Watch. This is before Overwatch. They had Dark Watch, and then they went to Overwatch. I honestly do not know what Dark Watch is. Also, don't miss our must-play surprise hit on page 86. Ooh, can't wait to see what that is. PS2's Bad Girls Bear All. There's that Rain. What's the name? I'm about to say Heavy Rain.
Yeah, Blood Rain.
Blood Rain. Yeah. Best RPG of 2004. Oh, what was it? I don't even know what it came out. What came out in 2004? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, what came out? What RPG came out? Was it did Kingdom Hearts come out yet? 2? Kingdom Hearts 2 come out yet?
Let's see. It's probably Paper Mario.
Oh, yeah. No, but that's PlayStation Magazine.
Oh, yeah. It's PlayStation. And Knights of the Old Republic. Was Knights of the Old Republic 2 on?
Nah, it wasn't on PlayStation.
Okay. Shining Force? Could that be what it was?
That was
Kingdom Hearts
something.
Chains of Olympus. So that would have been the Game Boy one.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 8.
Wait, time out. You said Chains of Olympus?
I did say Chains of Olympus. Chain of Memory. It's the crossover between God of War and Kingdom Hearts when they finally got PlayStation brands in there, Dominic. What do you mean?
Are they talking about like Hercules, you know?
Yes, exactly. See? You know. And then Kratos comes in and goes, boy, and then Hercules is like, I'm gonna make a man.
I don't know what RPG they're talking about. All right, so now we go to Edge magazine in 2004. We got Eco 2. So this was which turned out to be Shadow Colossus.
Yeah.
I just don't remember. I probably just forgot that they called it Eco 2 at some point. Because they were the guys who did it, the guys who worked on Eco.
Because it's also Team Eco, right? Was that their name? Oh,
I don't remember. I don't remember the developer's name, honestly.
Yeah.
It sounded like that sounds right. That could be right. So yeah, it says Big, Ugly, and Beautiful. Sony rebuilds the platform game. I never got into this. Never cared for Eco because when I found out you had to drag a girl around, I didn't care. Even though the dude at my school kept saying, "Oh, this game is good, man. So you got to play," because he was like me borrowed. I said, "Nah, man, I don't care about dragging a girl around." And this game, Daniel, screenshots, I thought it looked ugly, so I did not care. I did not care about playing this game. And so even when I got good reviews, I was like, whatever. It looks ugly. It looks ugly. I always said I was going to try. I think I did the first Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of cool how you climbed up and stuff. I just never stayed with it because it was just other games I was playing, so I never stayed with it.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days I will.
Maybe they'll finally remaster it again.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well. Might as well give it just will be his third remaster, I guess. So yeah, they also got. Let me see. I can zoom in here and see what the hell this shit is up here. Here we go. Yeah, damn. Oh man, I always accidentally double tap on this
yeah
laptop. All right. They also previewed GTA San Andreas, Ghost Recon 2, Killzone, Sly 2, Ratchet & Clank 3, Snowblind. It's amazing how Sony had these 3 platforms all come out the same time with Ratchet & Clank 3. I mean,
and they were all still pretty successful.
Jack 3. Yeah,
like
exactly.
They didn't kill each other.
They all got the I don't know what that really means because they probably would have gave it the player's hit anyway.
Choice. Yeah,
yeah, but no, that's your Nintendo.
Sorry, that's the better one.
Greatest hits.
Greatest hits.
But yeah. So yeah, they all came at the same
More
time.
Of a Platinum Games guy myself.
Sly 2, actually Clank 3, Snowblind. I remember Snowblind a bit. Well, those were previewed, but they came out around the same time. Reviewed Fable, Evil Genius, the first Evil Genius. Outrun 2, Star Wars Battlefront, Phantom Brave, Rocky Legends. I remember Rocky Legends. I remember reading that in the magazine. Plus SNK Battle Coliseum and the Best of JAMA 2004, The Future of Video Game Control. All right. So what else we have here? Last one of 2004, we got Game Informer. Rest in peace, Game Informer.
Yes.
We have Shaolin Monks on the front.
How could they not survive with exclusives like this, Dominic?
So Shaolin Monks got world exclusive, a Blade New chapter in the Mortal Kombat saga. And it got, well, Game Informer gave it a good review. I think it got like 8.5 or so. Yeah, the action game with Liu Kang and what's his name?
Sub-Zero mythologies, that's for sure, Dominic.
This guy named Kyle. What was his name? Kyle or
Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Kung Lao. Okay. Yep. Razor hat.
That's why Razor hat.
Yeah. Also, they got the Lord of the Rings. New details on EA's The Battle for Middle Earth and the Third Age, which was that RPG with the bootleg Lord of the Rings guys. Nintendo's next Reggie Fils. How do you say his last name?
Fils-Aimé.
Izame. Reggie Fils-Aimé speaks on the next generation of the consoles, and that's, I guess, you're going to start talk about the Wii.
Yeah.
And a perfect 10. Find out which game received our highest honor. Which game was it?
I was going to say, I wish I knew, but I can't go to their website and find out.
Well, you can look at it on the archives.
I was going to say archive.org is where I'm going to go.
I'm trying to just think offhand. Oh, I know what it is. I mean, unless if they reviewed it in this magazine, I know they gave Grand Theft Auto San Andreas a 10.
I was going to say, would it have been Grand Theft Auto? I mean, it's got to be, right?
Did Halo 2 come out this year too? Because if Halo 2 came out this year also, then it was also Halo 2 that gave it 10. Yeah, up here they got the Future RPGs. Oh yes, they got one of my favorite Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 12, up there. That's the guy from that. Also have MX versus ATV Unleashed. Yeah, I remember that game. Oh, Date Empire screens. Yes, man, one of those games. Yeah, I love that game.
The first 10 pages of his magazines were just advertisements. Sly, Axis and Allies, Lord of the Rings, Mortal Kombat Deception, and X-Men Legends. And then it finally gets into the table of contents with the page across it being an advertisement for the Godzilla game.
They didn't even get to the editors. The editor.
The next page is the editors and Time Crisis.
Oh God, dude.
It's an ad every single page, Dominic.
They had to sell, dang. They had to get some money.
Oh my God, this is
Breaking
ridiculous.
news: new PS2 revealed. This is the Slim.
Yep. I'm looking
All
at
right.
it, talking about it right now. Look at that. It's got a network port in it, Dominic. Built
Oh,
in.
exactly.
And also,
See?
look at this laser tag team ops. It looks amazing.
I would have tried it. I would have tried the network on Madden, at least, and got my ass kicked and cried and not get on no more. All
Look
right.
at them talking about Blood Rain and Playboy also.
Fast forward to the reviews. It's at the end. To the end.
Okay. I'm only on page 36 of 184. Let's see.
Let's see what my skins are doing. Anybody scored yet? Yes, the skins scored and I missed it. God damn it.
Fable, charts, reviews. It's got to be a big review, though. Sims 2, Warhammer. Oh, man, look at that. Warhammer 40K Dawn of War got a 9.25. Paper Mario 1000 Year Door got a 6.75.
Really?
Yeah.
And wait a minute. And this is the remake? Like, so is Game Inform an outlier, or did other people think it wasn't that great?
I don't know. Hey, Dominic, you know what got a 10? Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal.
Wow.
Game of the month. Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude got a 7.5. It got a better score than Mario.
10,000 you? Oh, wow.
Blood Rain 2 got an 8, Dominic. Oh my goodness.
What's 1,000 year? Did they have a second opinion on that 1,000 year door one?
Let's see. Let's get back to it. Oh, what did Jack 3 get here? Jack 3 got a 9.25. Oh, Shin Megami Tensei.
Well, I will say I did like Ratchet Cake. Ratchet Cake Up Your Arsenal was the best.
Second opinion was a 6. Even lower. Donkey Konga got a 7 and a 7.5 for a second opinion. It got higher score than Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. I am surprised.
I just want to know, like, was Game Informer an outlier? Because I will find it weird that Nintendo would do a remake of an adequate being. They got so many Mario RPGs that were actually really pretty good.
Man, that is rough. Second opinion. I'm fully expecting to wake up with a severed Yoshi head in my bed after this review brands me a hater in the eyes of devoted Nintendo fans. Well, I've got news for you. I love Mario as much as you. I just don't love this game. The graphics are admittedly great. This is one of the coolest looking titles I've seen in a long time. What's up?
I put GameCube because they're giving me the Switch one at 88. I wanted to know, like, come on.
Game Informer give the new one? Or were they dead by then already?
I think they might have been. Maybe they were dead.
That might have been on the verge. Ooh. While a lot of you out there love the first title, I thought it was boring and juvenile. Sadly, I find this one to be just as dull. The story is simplistic. Clicking through hundreds of dialogue screens is a drag.
2004, you goddamn.
There's too much backtracking. Man, they are rough on this game.
Which,
let's see, what did IGN give it back in the day? Nope, that's the new one. Because of course, despite the fact that I guess I type in GameCube, but it's a remaster of the GameCube.
It got 87. Yeah, I think Game Informer was an outlier. Because
they didn't pay him enough. Meanwhile, Shaolin Monk's got a 10.
No, it didn't. GameSpot gave it a 92.
Wow. That's a big difference.
Nintendo Power is Nintendo Power. Gave it a 92 also.
Wow.
IGN gave it a 91. Yeah, Game Informer were the outlier because even EGM gave it a 90. Games Radar gave it a 90. I mean, there's a lot of all these other sites. I don't even know the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Playing Magazine gave it a 91. Your Gaming gave it a 90. Damn. Yeah. And see, all I look at is gaming form back then. So if I had a GameCube, Daniel,
you've been like, this is trash.
Yeah. It says the art and combat are killed in their tracks by the game's downright shameful dialogue. Maybe that's what killed it for them. The dialogue when they were other people probably like they don't expect no good dialogue.
Yeah,
because
it's the Mario movie all over again, Dominic.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go to our next game. Well, we're going 1994, 30 years ago. And we're looking at Game Pro. And what we got here? Wait a minute.
It's the most Game Pro cover I've ever seen, Dominic.
I didn't even call it for me. This is one. I was thinking you was going to have this one. But Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Yes. Which was like the really edgy show to watch, man. This was I guess the South Park before South Park. And
pretty much.
I can never get into it. As a kid, like when I used to be jealous of my friend would watch it. He would say, "Hey, Beavis and Butthead," like he said. I said, "Man, I want to see this." So when I finally saw it, I was like, "What the hell is this?"
I was like, "Why is this mostly music videos?"
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's what I didn't get.
And for me, I didn't look at rock. I didn't watch rock and stuff, so I didn't care for that stuff. But it's funny though. I like Beavis and Butthead Do America the movie though.
That was my thing. I saw that. That was a formative movie for me. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check out this Beavis and Butthead thing. And then I'm like, there's like 5 seconds of Beavis and Butthead, and then they go into a music video. Like, why do I care about this?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, because I finally got to see the movie because I didn't have cable, so I didn't really see it. And I think I only saw a little bit of it when I was at somebody's house. And I didn't find it funny, but I didn't have enough to hate him. I was just thinking like, I just gotta understand it or something. I saw the movie. I liked the movie. Then I finally got to see the show. I was like, this ain't as good as the movie.
Yeah.
And then when King of the Hill finally came, I said, the guys that did Beat My Head. And that was funny as hell. I was like, wow, this, I don't know. Beavis and Butthead. It was like, I guess I never got it, but I liked everything from Mike Judge though that he's done. Most of the stuff he's done. But yes, Beavis and Butthead, the game, which I never played. I never played the games. It was on Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Game Gear.
I played one of them. I don't remember which one it was, but you would stand on the roof and then spitball down on the people.
Yeah, but the Game Boy one even was there a Game Boy one? I mean, because they announced it right here.
I don't remember a Game Boy one.
What else they got here? They got Primal Rage, Pro Tragic God. They also got pro reviews for Sonic and Knuckles, Shaq Fu, Earthworm Jim, Wild Guns. Final Fantasy III, Demon's Crest, The Lion King, Mickey Mania. Oh, Mickey Mania. Yes, I like that game. It's like The Lion King, which is funny that they have like in Lion King, of course, you have the Stampede thing stage. Mickey Mania had the moose stage. It was like that.
Yeah.
But it was only like one moose, but you had to dodge and stuff. I just wanted to get to that stage, and I finally got to it, and I was happy. Indiana Jones and Urban Strike and more. I believe Urban Strike is a helicopter game, and this time you're not in the jungle. I think it was called Urban Jungle, maybe the other one.
Man, that's messed up. Just going in a helicopter bombing people in cities.
Yeah. Previews. They got Donkey Kong Country, Cruising USA, Doom, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Which one? All of them?
All of them.
Because those. Also, they got Samurai Art Contest winners. Okay.
You gotta check it out. See if I won.
Mortal Kombat 2, Busted Open in SWAT Pro. And then you have Inside, the Sony PlayStation. Wow.
Tell me more about this newfangled thing called a PlayStation.
Yeah, just think of that name too. The name PlayStation. Like, it's so embedded with us. It's just there, but it's a playing station together. It's like, it's kind of weird. And I mean, now it's just whatever.
Yep. It's just the default. It's the Nintendo now, Dominic.
Yeah. What we got here? Nintendo Power. We got Donkey Kong Country in the front. Man, this is like one of those games that I was so jealous to not have. It's a whole new level animation. Yep. I was like, wow, this game looks so incredible. I saw a commercial for it. Like, I used to be so jealous and mad. Like, man, I want this game. I said, I want this game. And I used to always go over this friend's house and just play that, man. Just play that game. And then when my half sister, she had it too. And I used to go to her place and play the hell out of that game too. Also, what I got here? Into the Wind, the Killer Instinct arcade machine. And that's basically it. But yeah, man. Donkey Kong Country, man. That was so awesome. And it just came out at the time when the next generation was really just getting started.
Yeah.
All right. So last but not this is the last one, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, yes. The last one for 1994, we got Game Informer, and if I can click on this damn thing, we got Sonic and Knuckles with the lock-on cart, man. The lock-on technology. I had this game. I had this before Sonic 3, because I didn't get Sonic 3, but I got Sonic and Knuckles. So basically, I was playing the stage of Sonic and Knuckles. I actually already had beaten 3 though, technically, because I had bought it for my friend. But I didn't get a chance to do the lock-on technology with Sonic 3 though. But I did it with Sonic 2. You could play as Knuckles in Sonic 2, so that was cool. So I was like, oh, this is even cooler than playing with Tails, because Tails couldn't fly in Sonic 2. He only flew in Sonic 3. But Knuckles could glide in Sonic 2. So I was like, oh, look, I'm climbing places in the stage. Like, you're not supposed to be climbing or anywhere else. So it was like breaking the game. And it was cool. It was like, oh, yeah, I get to do that. And then playing Sonic and Knuckles game is hard for me. Like, man, like playing those, because technically those are later stages. They're not, because the stage you start off with is the mushroom something zone, whatever. And, which I thought it was going to be like the first stage of Sonic 3. The Angel Zone. Well, I forgot what it called. Angel Island Zone or something. And because technically that was supposed to be the 7th stage or so. So it was harder. It was supposed to be harder. Because I was like, man, this is hard. And like, this is like, what the hell, man? Is that an easier time in Sonic? So why does this feel like almost like 6? I mean, like a 6th level in Sonic, Sonic 3. And yeah, man, I only got like to maybe the 3rd stage of that game, man. When I was young, I couldn't really get that far. Like most of the time, I was just using that lock on to play the bonus stages that you can play when you put in either Sonic 1 or any other game, really. Like any Sega Genesis game, you hit these 3 buttons, or I forget, and you can play the bonus stages. Or I would play the lock on with Sonic 2 and play with Knuckles. That's what I really used it a lot with. But at the time, it was so cool. It was like, wow, Sonic and Knuckles. Like, you could play as Knuckles this time. It's cool. So you can play Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. Yeah, man, it was just, this was peak. Like, this was it. Like, this was like basically the last game of like the true Sonic games. Between that and Triple Trouble, I don't know what came out last, but between those two were the last of it. And after that, man, I mean, that's when this is like Sonic died for me. After this, he died. They had a 3D Blast game, which was horrible. They had that, and then I thought it looked cool when he was on the Dreamcast when they said, "Oh, Sonic Adventure." I was like, "Oh my god!" I said, "Wow!" And I saw the reviews on Game Informer. I think they gave it, I don't know, they gave it a 7.5 or something. I know it was a high score, and I was like reading in about it, and I was like, oh, this ain't no Mario 64 kind of thing. I said, oh man. I said, oh, look what they did to my boy. I was like, yeah, just like the meme of The Godfather when he said they massacred my boy. Yeah, that's how I felt, man. So I was like, oh, I saw it. No, and then I saw they kept doing 3D.
Yeah.
And I never saw good reviews for him. And I was like, man, why Sega's doing this? So why are they doing this? So it's like, why they keep doing this to this thing? And I just didn't care about Sonic anymore. It's like, oh, he's dead. Sonic died over the Genesis. That's what I felt. What else I got up here? They got Final Fantasy 3. Could it be the perfect RPG? Yeah, people really loved it until Chrono Cross came out. And which is probably like a year later. Plus Contra, Hard Corps, and Zero Tolerance, and NHL 95. They got Earthworm Jim in the corner here, and Prepare for Kong. Yep, that Kong, man.
I'm ready for him.
So that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right. First up, Dominic, we were supposed to get super big Nintendo news on Tuesday, and what we got instead of Switch 2 news was Xenoblade Chronicles X getting a remaster for the Nintendo Switch, coming out on March 20th, 2025. Now, Dominic, as more of a Japanese RPG guy than myself, has the Xenoblade series ever really interested you?
Yeah, it kind of did. I mean, because it's made by the guy who did Xenogears, which I loved. Which was an unfinished game that came out, which it should be lawsuit for. It should be lawsuits for that shit. But also, I did like Xenosaga. I just never played the third one, but I played the first two of that. And then they did the Xenoblade, which is supposed to be like a spiritual like successor to those games. But it was on the Wii, and I didn't want to use motion controls. I didn't like use the controller of the Wii, so I didn't bother with it.
Yeah.
And plus that was the time when I was kind of falling out of love with the Japanese RPG.
Mm-hmm.
When that one came. Like I was realizing, like, some of these things I either used to like, they're not as good as I thought they were, or the new RPGs just weren't into it. And I don't know about Xenoblade. I don't know if I will like it or not. I just always want to give it a chance though, but I don't know if I will like it. But is that the first one, or that's the second one that came out on the Wii?
You know what? Now I'm not totally sure. I thought initially it was the original, but
because that's what I really want. I really want that one because I want to try. I remember I did try to do an emulation so I could just play the controller.
Mm-hmm.
It was just weird. Kind of working that out.
Let's see. It's 2015. Game is part of the Xenoblade. Self-forming part of the wider Xeno metaverse. Oh my goodness, there's a metaverse, Dominic.
Well, I think that's what those games I was saying.
Xenogears and all that. Yeah. That makes sense. The first release was Xenoblade Chronicles in 2010. Did that get a re-release? I want to say it came out on the 3DS. Okay, an expanded remaster of the original game, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, was announced in September of 2019 during Nintendo Direct. Included enhanced visual, blah, blah, blah. It was released worldwide for the Nintendo Switch May 29th, 2020. So there is a version for the Switch out on the...
And that was called Xenoblade Chronicles? It was just called Xenoblade?
Yeah, that was Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, okay. So they started with the subtitle. Darn.
Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
I just want to know why. So, like, why is X not a 2 or 3?
Yeah, why is X... Yeah, because X is just a confusing nomenclature, right? Like, is that an enhanced edition of Xenoblade Chronicles? That's what I would have thought. So, yeah, it's not great naming scheme there.
Oh God, at least it's not still. It's not as bad as Kingdom Hearts stuff, but still.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Dominic, there was also some additional big Nintendo news, I guess. Big. Nintendo launched their own music streaming app for Android and iPhone.
Oh, shit, man. Y'all forgot I did download that.
For people that are Nintendo Online users. I also downloaded it once you brought it to my attention. Just listened to some Donkey Kong Country and Star Fox 64 music. It's cool that it's there. I also like the options that they have to like loop things. You can like loop them for like 30 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever for the cool. More like orchestral tracks that would just loop like in the background of a game. I don't know that I would find myself doing that frequently because like you've got a whole library of music. Why would I just want the same song going?
Because that's the best song.
That's my focus music. Yeah, and I do like they have like adventure playlists. It's like here's a song from Metroid, and then here's a song from Zelda. So it's kind of cool. It's one of those things where I kind of wish you just had all of your music on like all of these services. So if I already use one of these services, I can just make a playlist with that stuff. But I will say, for me, I listen to video game music infrequently enough that I'm perfectly fine with this kind of being segmented into its own thing and being part of a subscription that I'm already paying for to play video games. So it's kind of cool. There's a feature in there to avoid spoilers, which I think is kind of a cool thing. So if there's if there's like spoilers in a song title or something like that.
Oh, the song title. Oh, yeah. Yes. That is wow. You know what? Good for them. I mean, good for them with that. It's still weird that they have a whole app just like for them to do music and not just actually put it out there for Spotify or Pandora or Amazon
knowing your
Music.
Worth, Dominic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. It's just weird that they actually did this, though. Yeah. Like they focus on this. It's so weird.
They are.
It's just so weird. Yeah, like you know what? If they did a lot of other stuff that we wanted them to do, and then they did this, I would be like, yeah, okay, that's cool. But it's like, man, I do this, but I won't do like your own, like put your games out for we can just play them, or you destroy the goddamn Wii store or like console, the eShop or the stuff like that. Like you do all this weird stuff. It's like I don't know. It's like y'all some weird guys over there.
Yeah,
some weird guys.
I'm just glad that they didn't do something crazy. Like when I originally read this headline and just kind of wrote it off.
I'll make you buy it. Like make you pay for it?
Well, no, I was gonna say like made it a Switch exclusive thing. Like it only runs like I have to listen to their music on the Switch.
On the Switch. That's what I thought at first. When I first saw their music, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. I was like, it's like, come on, man. I said, why would you do this, Nintendo? But then I saw it was on the phone. So, oh, okay, wow. They were. I wouldn't say smart. I mean, common sense, really, but it's like good. They didn't do something that it would be very Nintendo, like making it like, hey, get the Switch app, get the new Switch app of the music, or you can listen to your music, and you can just put it on, hook it up to the TV, and just have it going.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, because I thought it was that or like a music making app. I was like, what do I need this for? And then you asked me about the information. I was like, oh, okay, this is what this is. This is okay.
But you know what? The way I consume music is really different from how modern people do for me.
Okay.
So, I mean, because like I don't have an Echo or a Google Voice or nothing. So I think for a lot of people, maybe they use that, so they can still say go to the app, right? The Nintendo app. I wonder, and just play this music.
I wonder how that. I'm not sure if those things work together or not. You would hope they do. I mean, at the very least, you can always connect your smart device as like a Bluetooth speaker, basically. So I can play anything that's not like directly. But I don't know if you could just say, hey, who play the Star Fox main theme from Nintendo's streaming thing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I would hope
Well,
eventually, if they're serious about the app, that they would get there. Because, yeah, I would imagine a lot of people do that. I mean, we do that mostly with my daughter's style music, but my wife also just turns on her music a lot that way. Me, I just wear headphones all the time because I'm weird.
Yeah, see, that's what I do. I wear headphones all the time. Because that's what my sister, because she came over to our house and she was like,
It's like, why is it so quiet in here?
where's your stereo at? Like, because she was trying to hook her music up and stuff.
Yeah.
And she started telling me, she said, "See, you can't believe this. My mom don't have it." I said, "Well, mom only gets something that if I mention it, but I don't." I said, "Because I just when I put my music on, I put headphones on. I said, y'all want to hear what I listen to?
Yeah.
I listen to demonic music. It's like my music is mostly instrumental. Like my music is mostly instrumental.
Okay.
I don't really care about. I don't know because usually, I don't know. I just never been that. I used to be like with rap and stuff, but now I listen to so many different type of music. I don't put it out there. It was more of a self-conscious thing, really. To start out with, it's like I don't want nobody knows I listen to this.
I get that.
And then, but then now, I mean, I wouldn't care, but it's just that I just don't want to have it blasting. I just have my headphones on and I'm just doing stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I just don't mind having the headphones on.
Exactly.
All right. So what we got here?
Next up, Dominic, we got the director of Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac. He has left. His name is Brian Horton. He has left to join the initiative to head the Perfect Dark reboot, which is being made by the initiative, which is former Crystal Dynamics guys. He's also a former Crystal Dynamics guy.
Wait, where did he come from again?
He came from Insomniac. He was working on the Wolverine game. Now the leads of Ratchet and Clank are going to be heading that game. But he previously led the Rise of the Tomb Raider and Miles Morales. So it seems like he's got some pretty good bona fides. My thing is like, where are they at with this Perfect Dark reboot if they're bringing in this guy? Now, I guess I say that, but like you would hear them, Microsoft bringing in like Craig Ferguson as the closer to finish out Gears of War. So it's not like this game is necessarily just like at the beginning if it doesn't have someone leading the project. Maybe they're just looking for someone to bring it over the finish line. But it did kind of give me pause, like, where does that put this Perfect Dark game then? Because you guys just showed off a video of it like it was something real finally. I know there's been some worry about the Wolverine game as well because of this. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Insomniac knows what they're doing. Even if they have to bring in the guys from Ratchet and Clank, those guys know what they're doing. I can't imagine that this game's going to be in too bad a shape. I mean, there are too many eyes on that project for it to go the wrong way, I feel like. But I guess we will see. We don't really have release dates for either of these games, so they could be anywhere down the line. So yeah, it's interesting though that this guy is finally, well, I say finally, but is getting back to basically working with people that he previously worked out with Crystal Dynamics. I feel like that's a good thing. You know, those Tomb Raider games are extremely good, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Dominic.
Yeah,
and some
they
other...
can take the secrets from Wolverine and put some claws. Put some claws.
Put some claws on Joanna Dark. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dominic, and some other news. I missed this last week when we returned. This happened a couple weeks ago. But basically, 343 has changed its name to Halo Studios. It is going to switch over from using its own proprietary engine to Unreal 5. They're going to be adding things like third person to the game as well. I think this is great news, mainly the Unreal Engine 5 stuff, because all I've ever heard about like the hardships that the developers have had with Halo is that engine is just kind of rudimentary, and they can't pump out content fast enough because that game engine was difficult to work with. So I think, one, it's good that you're now going to have an engine that's more streamlined. Two, you're going to have an engine that more people in the industry are comfortable using, so you can potentially get new talent on that game. I think that's good. The 343 Industries, the Halo Studios name, I don't love that, to be honest with you, because 343 is obviously an allusion to that, but it doesn't indicate that like that's the only thing they're going to work on ever. And I feel like Halo Studios is just like, okay, these guys are going to make Halo until they die. And if they keep making Halo games like they have been, they're going to die soon.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the name either. I actually like 343. I thought it was pretty good. Like 343 Guilty Spark, like that, and just using that. Like I definitely like that better than like Cortana or something, you know. So it's just calling that Halo studio. I don't like that. Like because it's like kind of trying to say make a Halo brand, but I said like that should have been. I
Halo's
think
been a brand.
Ago.
You've killed it.
Yeah. It's been as I was saying, that should have been something that like happened years ago. But I know Bungie was still around, but it's like I feel like I missed the boat with that. Like, don't just keep people three, man. It's like I don't know. I mean, I hope that means you're really going to invest in really making Halo great, making like really great again or something. But
let's make Halo great again.
Yeah. So
once he's lost the presidency, we can have Donald Trump head up Halo Studios.
All right. Any other? Also with the Halo, like they had. I don't know if it was just for Halloween they had it though. Like it's just a special, and I don't know if it's like it's still a mode there you can play, but they had where it was almost like something similar to zombies or the old zombies of Call of Duty. There, and I forgot to mention about Call of Duty what I did in that game, but I'll talk about it after this. Like you kind of in some type of warehouse, I forgot, or something, and there would just be like pouring of like there would be like Covenant. I think it'd be like glowing and stuff or something like that. So to make it look a little creepy, but and like it's a dark setting and something like that. I mean, it was all right. I mean, it's like a horde, basically a horde mode, basically, but just in like kind of mode, and you can get weapons and things around, kind of like the zombie mode. It was interesting. I didn't play it enough. I just played a little bit of it. I was a little disappointed that because I guess that isn't a thing, that it wasn't like the what are they called? I think they call it the Horde, not the Horde. Flood. I was kind of hoping it would be like the Flood.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Yeah, but they would have to use different assets to do that. It's easier to have you already have a Horde mode that's with Covenant, so right. I guess it's easier just to do that. Also, I know that there's like a fan made like Forge thing making called I forgot what they call it, something Divers or something. I don't know. It's like, but it's supposed to be like Hell Divers, the game, but just in the Halo format. I don't know if it's out yet. Maybe it is, but I wanted to just try it out just to see how it is. Yeah, I think somebody was showing like a preview.
I think it's out now. Yeah, October 25th. It's finally out.
Oh, okay. And I was just curious. Like, it's cool that the Forge mode, like people can do lots of things with that. Like, it's just amazing because like that's what Fortnite does now. Like they have it.
Hella Jumpers is what it's called.
Yeah.
Hell Jumpers.
Hell Jumpers, yeah. And like that's what like Fortnite has it with people make their own content and stuff and have it up there. It's like technically Halo has this all the time, and it just because of the Halo brand and because not just the Halo brand, but Microsoft itself. Like if this was at a time when 360, when Halo 3 had came out, and the way that it was to do this content, I think it would have been huge. It would be huge. But it's now that like Xbox is not as big as it is, and
Mm.
360 time, and then Halo's even taking a hit, like stuff like that. It's a lot of content on that game. I guess a lot of content is it's sad that it's not as popular, but maybe it's good enough for them because I mean I don't know. Maybe they still getting money. I can say I just mean like for the scene, like
Yeah.
maybe enough money, but like I feel like Halo, it should be as big as Call of Duty. It should, or at least close. Like it should be close. Even if Call of Duty
Yeah, it
be
should be
bigger,
close.
it should be close, and it's not. I mean, it's not like scene wise. It's not. I have to look for it. Like, I literally have to look for it, and I think it's only like one person I follow who actually does play Halo a bit. So I see him, but it's like other stuff, man. It's not that hard to find. Like Halo shouldn't be a thing that you had to look for. Or if it even got to this point, I almost feel like it should be something else that Xbox did that was just as big as Halo then. If Halo wasn't as popular, but I don't know, man. Yeah. I hope it gets back. Like I don't know what they need to do. I have no idea. Because
Yeah.
like me, I'm not the multiplayer guy. So and plus I'm like I play less multiplayer than ever. I'm mostly a co-op guy. Um, so I don't know what they need to do from that front. Because that's what it has to be. Like single player. Yeah. Like of course I want things done single player. I mean I thought single player was fine though. It was fine in Infinite. But what really keeps people coming, back is the multiplayer,
Mhm.
and that's something I don't know what the fans are exactly. I mean, there's people who say it's this. There's sites and stuff where people say what they want. Now, just because they want that doesn't mean it's a good for everybody.
Yeah,
And
everybody wants
then,
that.
yeah, does everybody want that? And will it make people come to it? Like people have to get because really you have to get people from Game Pass to really get into it because people get the new system. That's not going to be a thing.
Mhm.
But if you put up there, if you put it on Steam, and then if it maybe creates word of mouth, like, oh, this is really good, let's play this, and then I'm just hoping, something really changes for Halo to make it great again.
Definitely. All right, Dominic, the last story I got here, one game that will never be great again, Concord. It's not coming back, Dominic. Sony has now closed Firewalk, the studio behind Concord. And I think that's a real shame. They bought him a couple years ago to, finish off this game and make it part of their big push towards live service games, and just immediately, I guess,
So wait a minute.
saw the
So
reaction.
you said they bought. So Concord was independent before they got with Sony.
Correct. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
darn.
Firewalk was independent before they got with Sony, and then they picked them up, and here we are.
God.
It sounds
darn.
like there might be some effort to find the people from this studio jobs at different Sony studios, but it's not going to be everyone, unfortunately. So we're still looking at people losing their jobs, Dominic. All because they made the game that Sony wanted them to make. I think that's the saddest part of it is, they did nothing wrong. They made the game they were asked to make and were making, and, here we are.
Yeah, it's just the timing. Like the timing of the game. Like when they started was when Overwatch kind of came out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like unless you got a window of like a year or two after that, you're not. Oh my God, did they stop him? I'm sorry, I'm watching the game. Please God, let them say they got a first down. Um, but yeah, it's a window that's too late because even Overwatch is not it's not what it used to be
No.
now. So yeah, and then also months later, we're about to get this Marvel Rivals coming up,
Yeah.
which is like, darn, if I'm going to play something that's similar to Overwatch, I might as well play something where like things I know, which is
Yeah.
cool.
I think that's the most shocking thing, though, is just how quickly Sony was willing to give up on this game. Basically, like they didn't even give it a week. Basically, I don't know if the numbers bore that decision out or not, but like we've never seen a game just given up on in the way that this was.
Nah, never. Like it's one thing. Like games usually give it up like months later.
Yeah.
Like it's never taken off and then like we're gonna we take it off the market, reassess, and then it's just gone. Like you talking about weeks, right? It was like
Oh,
weeks.
it was a week. It wasn't even weeks. It was a
Oh, it
week
was just
when they announced that they were going to
damn,
take it
damn. It was
down.
just a week. Darn. I thought
I
this made
mean,
it
we've
too.
seen Ubisoft games that we thought were complete and utter failures. Like, I mean, Rainbow Six Siege. Like, everybody saw that and thought it was done for. And next thing you know, it's the biggest game in the world.
Yeah, but they didn't have DEI stuff in there, Daniel.
Didn't they, though, Dominic? Didn't they?
Well, I think later on maybe they did.
Oh, okay.
Maybe later on it did. But
you know,
'cause,
gotta
yeah,
have lizard man representation or whatever. Is that what we were worried about? Like, jeez.
But yeah, like and that's not like it's so funny because the people who like really wanted this to fail are people who like because of all the freaking progress stuff. It's like that's not the problem.
Yeah.
Listen, that's sorry because goddamn Overwatch was progressive. Get the fuck out of here. That's not the issue here. The issue is that game is just not the game of today. Like it's people. There are other games out there
chasing
and
a trend that was almost
free,
no longer even a trend.
Play, and they're free to play.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
Like this is a game that's free to play basically now. Concord. Like you it's like you missed the boat. And it's sad that it came to that. I mean, it's sad that Sony didn't see that. Like at least where they can have it. Like okay, we're gonna have to change this to a free to play model or something.
Yeah.
At least salvage, like to at least get something out of this, and still have these guys do something, or like maybe like because even go free to play model, you can still use the assets to build something else. You know, another mode. I mean, because that's what some of these games do. They evolve. Something they change. I mean, that's what Fortnite did.
Yeah. And that's the point of it being a live service game is you grow and you adapt to the audience that you have. And I mean, I guess if you feel like you have no audience, then there's no one to adapt to. But you know, you got to work with what you got, especially if you put $400 million into it or $200 million or whatever the final numbers end up actually being. So
yeah, that sucks. Because I do want Sony to get into that camp. I mean, the Power 5, or at least something that's good. You know, I don't want to just be like, oh, let's get something in just to get some money, microtransaction money here going. Like, hey, they got Helldivers, which is a good co-op game and things of that nature. I know some people talk about like, oh, look, it's died down, but it's like, yeah, well, Helldivers is not that type of game. It's not a type of game to be because this is a co-op game. Mostly, it's not the type of game that's going to be like, oh, stay up high like Call of Duty or things of that nature, where it's like versus stuff because you like rankings in that kind of way. It's a kind of game where you need to put in more content, and that's fine. And some people are saying like, oh, they got to get some content, which is sad to me because I'm like, I don't feel like you need to. I'm like, yeah, it's going to die down, but then later on you'll put some more content. It's like the game hasn't been out for a year. Yeah. I was like, come on. I don't there's other games to play. Like I wish there was a way like studios like I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that's a failure. I mean, people are making it out to be like on the I don't know what is it looked out behind the scenes. But people want to enter that make it look like the game's been out like for months. Like this is like months ago I saw it. Like, oh, say, look at these low numbers of Helldivers now. And they see it's like they were all high, now they're all low. I was like, God darn, this isn't Fortnite, dude. Like this isn't Call of Duty.
Nothing is Fortnite.
This ain't that type of game where it's going to stay. I mean, it'll be nice, but it's not that type of game. That's the type of game where you have to get some new stages and stuff. People say, yeah, but the content. It's like, yeah, but that's fine to me, because especially it's not a full price game like that. And it takes time for you want to bring something that's good out too. It takes time, and that's fine. Like I said, it's not even been a year yet for that game. So like, darn, what's the rush? Like I'm rushing this game studio to hurry up and bring it out. But I mean, also I don't blame them that they don't have content like right there because money.
Yeah.
Like if the game didn't like don't do well something, you wasted a lot of money to build something that people were going to probably play. But yeah, so yeah, I think held up. I mean, as of right now, I have no reason to think it's not going to be fine right now. But we'll see. But yeah, hopefully Sony can find something. Maybe Bungie, wherever they're doing. I don't know what's their next game. They're doing after Destiny.
Marathon actually turns okay since there's been some.
Well, obviously, Marathon, yeah.
But then the one after that too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope that turns out to be something that can really get people into it, into the space on Sony's side of like some great multiplayer.
Yeah.
All right. Any other news?
Nope, that was the news that I saw.
All right.
We got new releases now, Dominic. Life is Strange Double Exposure came out for the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I have not seen any reviews for this.
Me neither.
I had seen the ending of it already, though, because that showed up on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Didn't sound promising, to be honest with you. Wow,
we got a first down. Goodness gracious. There we go, my dude. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not totally convinced that this game is what I was hoping it was going to be, Dominic. It sounded like from the ending that it goes some weird places, and not in the way that previous game did. So not sure how the return of Max Caulfield is actually turning out.
But that game just reminds me of like I need to go back to play
all the other ones.
I had started the
before
that
storm?
prequel one. Yeah, I had started that prequel one and I just didn't go back. Yeah, I gotta go back and play that one.
Yeah, out of all of them, that one seems like True Colors seems like it could also be pretty interesting.
Well, you know I played that one.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
for me, it seems like based on
for you.
What you were saying.
I don't care about you though.
Sure. All right. We also have Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. That's now out on PC and PS5. Party on the ground.
About to be 21.
People are mixed on this Horizon thing. Obviously, the price increase with the complete version, and it just kind of feeling like a non-necessity. I don't hate that they're doing the $10, if you own it already thing, but to have that old version and this not really that big of an upgrade. I've heard mixed things. I'm interested to see what reviews actually end up being for it, because I know before the release of it, like Digital Foundries was saying, like it seems like they put some serious work into this. I just don't know that I would notice the difference, really. Even having played a good bit of that first game. Yeah. All right, Dominic, another remaster we got here. Shadow of the Damned Hella Remastered is now out on the PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series. You had played that original game, right?
Shadows of the Damned?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No? Okay.
Nah. Oh, yeah, so the remastered is it's funny how I was talking about that in Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah, it very much gives me the thought of Lollipop Chainsaw for sure.
Yeah, and it just reminded me that I need to keep playing that game. I forgot I had the Lollipop Chainsaw.
I'm not sure you do, Dominic. I mean, it depends on how you're feeling about it, but
I don't know, Daniel. Those some good outfits out there.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get the really good ones. So yeah. We also have Stalker, The Legends of the Zone trilogy. That's now out on the Nintendo Switch. So leading up into the new Stalker game, if you have not tried those before, now you can try them out on the Switch.
Okay, is that the first-person shooter?
Yes, that is the Chernobyl first-person shooter.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. Kind of scary. Can be a little bit scary.
Yeah, exactly. So not what I want. I mean, I like quick kind of scary, not that kind of scary.
Freaks kind of scary, not scary kind of scary.
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned it earlier, but Red Dead Redemption is now out on the PC, and it sounds like that is a pretty good version of that game. So
He's my
finally.
play. Yeah, I honestly didn't look at the reviews to see what people thought about it.
Yeah. Honestly, with Game Informer being gone, like that's the main place I would see reviews. So like I don't find myself just naturally coming across reviews much anymore. Red Dead Redemption PC Metacritic. Of course, you're going to give me Red Dead 2 first. Get out of here with that. And that's the Xbox 360 version of. Man, it is sometimes very hard to just get what you want sometimes, Dominic. What about if I do Open Critic? Has anybody actually reviewed this game yet? What do we got? We got Nintendo Switch PlayStation 4 version. All right. Yeah, I'm not getting anything good here, Dominic. So, yeah, but I think people are positive on it. I did look up when you were talking about, how people thought about the Switch version of that. It seems like people are pretty positive on that, saying that it runs and looks better than the Xbox 360 version, which you would hope it would. But that's good, at least. Nice portable version of that game. And then, of course, you have Dragon Age the Veilguard out on the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, as you had mentioned. So, right now, positive, negative, feeling all right about it. Hoping it'll get better.
Right now, just okay. Just okay.
Just along for the ride.
Yeah, just okay right now.
Gotcha.
But like I said, I'm still at the very beginning, man.
Yeah.
So I can't like I said, everything I played so far, like the very beginning, everything I played so far, it's really just established stuff. So I haven't seen any of the stuff that people call cringe or anything. So
Gotcha.
I just like I hope it turns out to be at least average. But even then, that's a disappointment because I wanted to be great.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. And
from a lot of the reviews, it kind of gives you hope too, right? Because like a lot of those were really high.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. Because I see these high reviews, and I mean that's why I was thinking like, man, and even the previews were high. Like people said like, whoa, like they look like Bioware's back and stuff like that. But then I see these videos and stuff I'm just looking at the videos of the gameplay, looking at people just play it, and I'm like, is this the same? It's like what's going on? Like I'm just hoping that these are just bad parts, but then it's like if these are parts that they like I don't know. Like I said, darn. I said, man, I just hope it turns out to be good because it's seeming like, man, our definitions of like Bioware being back is like totally different. Like our definitions of good story is like way off of what the reviews are. And I don't want to ever think like some collusion is happening or nothing. Like I don't want to think that. But then again, like Colin Moriarty, he he said the best Dragon Age was I think Inquisition.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
I think he liked this one.
Oh,
so now I'm thinking it's bad then, because Inquisition is not the best Dragon Age to me, and Dragon Age Origins is the best one. And Inquisition now, like playing Inquisition again, I think story wise, Dragon Age 2 is better than Inquisition. Inquisition's gameplay is just better. It's better. But I think the overall story is okay.
Right.
It's like it's okay. It has its moments. Like it has its moment. It just the execution is not really done well, and mainly because of the gameplay messing up with this open world shit, and it makes you that it should have been more. It should have been a little tighter. And so like that's not good for me because if he finds that fine, I'm like I don't know, man. I don't trust your opinion. I say I can't go by you saying you like it. And I don't want to end the people. I definitely don't go by the people who mention about the woke stuff. It's like yes. I mean, I'm going to say it is cringe. That shit is cringe that I saw, but it's not like. But I was like, oh, if the rest of the game is good, I can just look past it.
Yeah.
I can get past that.
There's just moments in there.
But,
I mean, especially
yeah, exactly.
If you get to them and you find out, oh, like they just took these things out of context too. Like, yeah, sure. Like even the donkey video where it's like, oh yeah, you see them repeating the same thing over and over again. But yeah, when you clip them down and match them up
like
50 million times.
How far apart? Yeah. How far apart?
Yeah.
Are those combos?
Or, your character's explaining it to different, 50 million different characters. Like, obviously, you got to clue everybody into what's going on. You can't just expect these new characters to be introduced and then not know what's going on with the main plot of the story or whatever.
Yeah. So I just have to see. I mean, I hope it turns out to be good. But even like good is a disappointment. I mean, it's good, but it's like I wouldn't buy it. I'm like, you had too many stinkers. I mean, you had too many stinkers in a row recently. Like starting with like Inquisition was a start really for me. It was like it's like not that great coming from Mass Effect 3. Even though like the disappointing ending with Mass Effect 3, but the overall game was good. It was great to me. So like going from that to Inquisition, I was like, not really liking it. And then Inquisition to was it Mass Effect Andromeda? I was like, oh, like, nah, like what the hell happened? And then Andromeda to what is it? What's that game called? The Anthem.
Oh yeah.
Like then Anthem is like, yo, like that's two big games right there that were really disappointing. Like I said, Inquisition felt like a disappointment to me. And then it's I'm like, I need y'all to get back to what you were, man. Like what you guys were. Y'all are one of my favorite studios. Like all my favorite studios have dropped bombs, man. That like they've been pretty not good. Like lately. But like Bioware was, I used to like the games when I started to play with. I started with Knights of the Republic. I used to like them a lot. Then also Square Enix technically. Final Fantasy with the Final Fantasy. That's definitely not something big for me to go. But they're overall. I mean, I actually kind of switched from them to Dragon Quest. It's like, oh, but Dragon Quest will come and it's not as popular as Final Fantasy, but I do like some of that content and stuff like that. Like I kind of switched with their brand. Like Square Enix it's like almost like a brand switch within them. What other company I really liked? It's another one. I wasn't like unless it was just because of the Fallout stuff. I wouldn't say like I was a big fan of theirs. I was a Naughty Dog fan. Yeah, Naughty Dog. Just that their games, they're like I don't mind. I liked Uncharted.
Yeah.
And Last of Us wasn't my type of game, but I understand it's good.
And then they stopped making new games.
Yeah, I was like, oh, but now y'all, and then if you're going to make a new game, it's going to be something that's probably like Uncharted and Last of Us, and I want y'all to go back to Crash Bandicoot and Jack, and Jack and Daxter. like I was liking, like, oh, look how versatile they are. Like, I love the Crash Bandicoot series. I love Jack and Daxter. So, Uncharted stuff, that's pretty cool. And then you Last of Us, oh, yeah, just going to stick with this kind of movie stuff here. And I'll say, okay.
It would be nice if they could, have several teams working on games and one of them be, let's say double A. It doesn't have to be like graphically mind-blowing, but even something like, and maybe it requires more work than I think, but, an Astrobot. Make an Astrobot level game for Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, if that game sells, then that just supports the quadruple A movie game that you're making.
Or what they did with actually Clank with the short version was a Quest for Booty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Quest for Booty.
like, yeah, do something like that. Yeah. So yeah. Um, yeah, I hope that they yeah, and yeah, I hope the studios can come back. I'm missing a studio. I'm missing a studio here that I was really like a big fan of, and they have not done well.
Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. But is that any other new releases? Oh, that was it. That was
Nah,
it. Right?
that's it.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can close this out.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. Check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. Has links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon, all that stuff. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right. See you.